Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. I read what Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, it's an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening, is in fact a If revenge was a woman, I stroke that bitch like Jack the Ripper. War, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he said something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
U.P.K. We out here in Baltimore, you know what I mean? We was having an amazing food and clothing drive out here, feeding the people, clothing the people, understand, and getting love from the brothers and sisters out here.
But that was my nigga. I'm in it, yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding General Yahanna. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change in this
it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we U.P.K, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you
one more.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Wrong. Are we up? Let's go. Yapson Shabrak Thumb, Yahweh Shemata Bashem Yahushai, Captain in the DC School Scripture Breakdown on Wednesday in DC. We're going to answer all your questions. Yapson Shabrak Thumb, online, Trinidad online. Who else is on there? Trinidad right now. No sweat. If you have any questions, you'll just say Salakia. Put it in the chat. If you're in the room, raise your hand for sure. We're going to go into a couple of topics tonight. And of course, Cassie and Diddy. I know a lot of y'all going to log out the class by 7:45. Maybe 5 minutes after the topic start. Because your for want of a better word, weakness, your the inadequacy in how we've been raised, and I'm saying we because it's as a people, with how we've been raised, is why everybody is feeling sorry for Cassie and this and that. And I'm not at all by any means saying Diddy is innocent or he should receive mercy. That bastard need to go under the jail. You understand? He need to go under the jail. And we're gonna go into it tonight. But for sure, after this class, you as a woman, you're gonna now have to look yourself in the mirror and ask really truly about your decisions in life. You know what I mean? So we're gonna rock with it. You know, we have cookouts coming up. We have the event in Buffalo, New York, June 14th. I think it's gonna be the week before Juneteenth. They always have that big event up there. You'll go check it out. The cookouts is on and popping. I believe Carolina's host kicking it off first. Then is what? Chicago, then New York, West Coast, and who's the last one? Florida. You know what I mean? Y'all check it out. You know what I mean? Is it? Houston. That's true. Houston, I think, is the last one. Y'all check it out. There's flyers out with the dates, the times. Y'all could make your plans now. Make one, make some, get it in. You know what I mean? The generals, everybody gonna be in town. To each event, I think it's down here one every month, all the way till November. Right? I think there's 1 month is being skipped, but I believe it will be one every month all the way until November. All right. So y'all do that, get that in. Pay your tithes, man. Pay your tithes. 10% of all your increase and earnings must come into the priests and prophets of the Lord. 10%. 10% is $1 out of every $10 you make. It's $10 out of every $1 that you make. Of every $100 that you make. So like it's $100 out of every $1,000 that you make. Pay that tithes, man. Get that money into the school ASAP. Don't defraud the Lord, man. Now ain't the time to be dealing with that shit. I'm trying to tell you, Lord moving through the earth. He don't need your money first off. So don't think that you're hurting the Lord in any way. But he will hurt you. I guarantee you that shit. Mm-hmm. He will hurt you. He will hit your pockets straight up and down. He's so totally strong arm robbery. You know what I mean? It's going to be a straight up stick up. Because when it hits you, you'll know it's the Lord. Right. You'll know it's only the Lord could derail your train like that. Like nothing else. You're going to be like, Lord, why me? Lord, I can't catch a break. Yeah, you could. You had the opportunity to pay that tithes and you was bullshitting. You made up every excuse that soothed you and suited you, and you didn't make the sacrifice and cut the Lord piece off and put it aside. Mm-hmm. You get the point? You didn't do that thing. So let's get that. First, let me start off with that. Let me get the law of tithe, if you could. Let me get that real quick. Give me turn it into money. We're gonna go straight to, because tithe is not the topic, but I definitely want everybody to be tuned in all the way with it. 14 and 25, but you're gonna start higher up in Deuteronomy 14. All right, you're gonna start a little bit higher up in Deuteronomy 14, where it talks about, you know, the tithes being the food. You have it? If not, let me know. I think it's just about 12. No, hold on. Not 12. 22. Let's start at 22. I think what we need is down there in what, 25? Right? So let's start 22. Shapat, don't forget, give me a record on this board here of the precepts, all right? All right, whoever got it.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed.
1 second. Hey, Shapat, put this back one more. And careful with the string. You see how it vibrating? That's what them old fans be like. All right. Give me it again, man.
Deuteronomy 14 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed,
mm-hmm.
that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall cause, in a place in which he shall choose.
Shapat, steady in here. You able to touch it to stop it from shaking? No sweat. Let's see. Now I think you can reach. Let's hold one of the coverings of the bowl. That's steady. Steady it, and then steady the string. Yeah, that's it. And just let go easy. Motherfucker still going. No, because I do it and it don't make that noise. Get about to handle these old things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now that should go in again and fuck it. It is what it is. It's gonna be driving me crazy. It's like a little rhythm section somewhere. Like they tailgating up in that fan, making all kind of music. All right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 14 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there.
Mm-hmm.
The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and thy oil, and thy firstlings of thy herds, and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
Right, that's what the scripture said. The Bible said definitely tithe your field. That's what it says. They shall truly tithe all the increase of thy seed and the field that bringeth forth year by year. So the Bible does say to tithe your corn and tithe your crops and tithe your food. It definitely does say that. And it say wherever you are, wherever you eat from your field, meaning what? Wherever you're making that increase and that you're using to eat, to devote, to consume, and to use to sustain yourself, you ought to pay your tithes on your corn and your this and your that and everything of your field. And the tithe is to show that what was the last line saying? 24?
That thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
That's lucky. That's in 23. That you may learn to fear the Lord thy God always. Right? Tithes show that you fear the Lord. If you're not paying tithes, you don't give a damn about what the Lord has to say or do, or his laws, or what he wants. You're doing what you want. Paying tithes proves that you fear the Lord. That's what paying tithes does. It proves that you fear the Lord. The scripture, Christ said, where you lay your treasure is where your heart is. You're not putting anything into the Lord's house because your heart is not with the Lord. Your heart is with some plug, some weed man who's selling you all the different flavors of weed so you could suck on it like a sodomite. All the raspberry and blueberry gas and all this, the Zaza and everything else. You get high on it. Or your heart is with some slut somewhere like Cassie. I heard that white man, even the white man got sicker. Now that's a rarity. They say she in there talking about how the damn escort piss in her mouth. They say the white man get up and walk the fuck out the damn courtroom. You turn a white man's belly. You insane. You are special. You freaky Ricky Dicky. you all the way gone there. The white man, he's supposed to be in there taking notes, like, oh, we're gonna try that. He said, I had enough of this shit and walked the hell out of the damn courtroom. That's how nasty you are. But some of y'all paying that damn slut, that tithes money, like that faggot over there in Sakari, that other sexual deviant gorilla Hebrew. Y'all thought I forget about him, huh? Y'all thought I forget about him. I told y'all we go until December 31st, 2025. He gonna get a reproof. But at that point, he comes before the parole board to see if he's free and clear. You get the point? That other sexual deviant who they say they had the receipts. The brothers and them Katazan them was saying they had the receipts where it's showing that he transferred money to some slut down there in Atlanta from their Sakari tithes cash app. So all the tithes that go in that y'all paying, or quote unquote tithes, is going to some hole somewhere. That's what's going on, and that's why the Lord is, when he decides to now collect on his 10%, it's going to be too much for you then. You think 10% is too much for you now? Wait till the Lord comes for it. You're going to really see if it's too much or not. You're going to realize the 10% you had to pay was such a small thing. You should have paid it. But by then it's going to be too late. At that point, the Lord wants you to learn the lesson. You can't come to him and say, well, Lord, I kept track of everything, and I have it right here. I have a check right here. I could sign it. Remember, he don't need your money. This is about the fear of the Lord. This is about the fear, and you did not fear him for X amount of time, so you're going to live in fear from here on out. You're going to be in fear of where you're going to live. You're going to be in fear of your utilities being turned off. You're going to be in fear of that car being repo. Y'all know what that's like. I think everybody know what that's like. Sleeping by the window, wait until 4 in the morning. You wait until 4 in the morning. You up there, watching YouTube, Netflix. You wait until you see that yellow blinking light from that tow truck. You get the point? The Lord is going to step to you in so many different ways, brother, to collect his 10, and his 10 is really the fear. He wants you to obey him. That's what he wants. He wants you to be obedient and obey him instead of listening to your flesh. Instead of listening to some preacher on the damn TV, or being a damn dummy like that Cassie and many other women, and choosing some man who now you want what you want. You want to blame him for your choice? Yeah, we'll deal with that. And again, I'm disclaimer. I'm not at all saying that he is innocent or he's okay for what he did. He's a piece of scum. Just like any sexual deviant, like that gorilla Hebrew, like Eddie Long, like every other one of them, all of them in the conscious community, Africa Bambata, all of them is sexual deviants that hurt Israel. They should be under the jail. In Christ's kingdom, it's going to be bad for you. It's going to be bad for you. All right? So you pay tithes, so you show that you fear the Lord always. Not sometimes. Not when you get a good hit, not when the overtime hit, not when the tax season come, not when the crap stable pay out, not when what's called the slot machine decide to treat you right. You should fear the Lord always, because you're slaving and you're getting an increase, or you're flipping, or you're doing whatever. When I say flipping, meaning you might go to the casino and put down some money and the shit pay out. You might roll some dice with some brothers, the shit pay out. Whatever it is, you got to cut that 10% and give it to the Lord ASAP, man, to show that you fear the Lord always. Keep going.
Verse 24. And
up to this point, fearing the Lord is what? Corn. 10% of the weight of your cattle. Your cattle weigh 5,000 pounds. You got to come with 500 pounds of beef. Give it to the priest. You got to come with 10% of the yield of the potatoes, or the yield of the carrots, or the yield of whatever is, come out that you're growing, whatever work you're doing, 10% had to come into the Lord. So at this point, it's food. But listen to what 24 is saying. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 14 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall cause to set his name there.
Right. So if the way be too long for thee that you can't carry it, or it's the place is too far where the Lord set his name, meaning what? There's a place the priest is going to tell you bring the money to. There's a place the priest is going to say bring your corn to, bring your rice to, bring the bread, bring the meat. And that place might be further away from you than it is somebody else. in that case, and this is, we have today what, refrigerated trucks, stuff you can inject the food with to make it last longer, preservatives. But just think in a time where food is coming out of the ground organic, in a climate that may not be so forgiving, wastage could happen. It's saying if it's too far to walk with, to bring the whole cow, it's going to cost you extra because now you have to feed the cow on the way, or you could slaughter it before and bring the meat, but the meat mightn't last the journey. It might just be too long, too far away to go. Or you can't leave to go bring that, bring it on the way because it's going to spoil, it's going to pass. This is what you do. Keep going.
Which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there. When the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, verse 25, then shalt thou turn it into money.
Then shalt thou what?
Then thou shalt turn it into money.
Then thou shalt what?
Turn it into money.
So for everybody who says tithes is corn and you're not supposed to be collecting it anyway, then thou shalt what?
Turn it into money.
You ought to go and sell that 10% and get its value in money. Right? You ought to go sell your labor, because that 10% worth of corn or beef is the labor you put into the animal or the labor you put into the ground. Now you go sell your labor. And that's what you do today. You sell your labor in an office. You sell your labor driving a truck. You sell your labor doing them ride shares. You sell your labor working construction. You sell your labor being a lawyer or a doctor or a nurse or a teacher, whatever. You mop floors. You're selling your labor for money. You bring 10% of that. Go ahead.
And bind up the money in thine hand.
Put that money in your hand. Every school got envelopes. You got some right over there. You bring that money in your hand. You put it in an envelope. You write your name on it. You put the date. You put the tithes, the amount, and your Hebrew name on it. Go ahead.
And shall go unto the place where the Lord thy God shall choose.
And you come into your school, wherever your school is, in whatever city, and you ask the teacher, who do I give my tithes to? I got tithes. The Lord said, turn it into money. I've done turned my labor into money. Here's 10% of my work. Here's 10% of the corn that I would have planted. Here's 10% of this cattle that I would have grown, and this turned into money. I need to pay this money before the Lord comes see me. I need to pay this money before the Lord knocks on my door. Who do I give this to? That's what you do with it. And now, of course, it's super easy. Now, you got a whole ton of shit. You got PayPal, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. I don't know what the hell that is. It just sounds a little bit too, too on the other side from Venmo. Get in the Venmo. Whatever it is, there's so many ways you could do it. You just resisting the hand of the Lord, and the Lord is going to teach you how to fear him. Some you don't want to learn for yourself, so now the Lord going to have to teach you how to fear him. He'll make you very afraid, brother. He'll make you very afraid. You could bet on that. All right, good to go. Pay your tithes. That's the bottom line. Just pay your tithes. All right, pay your tithes, man. If we write about Christ being black, and we write about the Jews being black, and God being black, and the angels being black, and you don't understand why tithes is money, just shut him out and just go ahead and pay it anyway. You're paying the utility company and they're robbing you blind. You're paying Netflix and they're telling you who could use your account. You get the point? You paying for insurance that they ain't gonna cover your car if something go wrong. But somehow the buck stops at niggas and headpieces with the Bible who tell you pay 10%. No, you just fear the white man and don't fear the Lord.
Right.
Pay that 10%, man. Pay it. Don't say you ain't been warned. All right. Where we at? Any questions at all?
Slack, sir. No questions online.
Slack, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Slack, sir.
Yeah.
You know what's saying so heavy because I was just I'm teaching class in Baltimore the other night, and I was telling brothers, we could either give the Lord what's owed to him, or he could send Satan to collect. And Satan, when Satan went to Job, he wanted to take everything that Job owns.
Yep.
I mean, so don't let it get to that. Us give the Lord what's due to him is like putting a hedge around us so that we continue in the work of the Lord.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Doc. You're absolutely right. It honors the Lord in the way he wants to be honored. The problem is, because we grew up in a Christian society and we learn from the white man, we think that we could what is called that thing? Project. They say you projecting. You're projecting your own insecurities. We think we could project what is honorable to us unto the Lord. Like what the general was bringing out, I think Monday. Was it Monday night or Friday? Where he was bringing out how don't be Cain, be Abel. Bring the sacrifice that pleases the Lord. Don't bring the sacrifice that you just sweat for. So, the Lord had to take that. Damn that. The Lord wants what he wants. Give him what he wants. You know what I mean? That's the place we really have to go to if we're going to survive what's coming next. What's coming next is that thing. That's the world that's coming through right now. The world that's coming through right now is power and pleasing the power. And you're going to have to choose if you serve God or if you serve the white man. You're going to have to choose if you fear God or if you fear the white man. You'll see Trump over there shaking his ass over there in the Middle East, right? Wycliffe had a song about 10 or 15 years ago. He said, where the whole go, the whole world turns into a war zone. She's shaking her backside, and on the flip side, she creating war. That he, I forget the name of the damn song, but it was such a heavy song, such a heavy song, and he's representing the whole, and he is going around the world shaking his ass for that deal. You see, he made they said 100. He said in 100 days he'll have 100 deals. They was talking about him last week. He didn't bring one deal to the table. This week, what? He have a deal with Syria, who was an enemy to America. You remember that? Syria with Assad and them, they was not playing nice with America. He have a deal with Syria. He's set to offer Iran a deal, who they supposed to be at war with, or the Jewish man at war with. He down there in Qatar, which is America friendly. I think they had the largest American base down there in the Middle East. He down there. They offer this devil a Boeing 747, his own personal one that he's considering using for Air Force One. Now, mind you, May, 5 months, right? But 6 months ago, he said he was going to ban TikTok because TikTok was an app that the Chinese could use to spy. But he thinking about taking this plane from these Arabs. Like, it ain't going to have mics in the damn thread. The thread in the chair ain't going to have a mic. The coffee cup in there is a mic. You talking about, business. Yeah, we're going to send these missiles here. You also thought, what's the app that they leaked the damn missile strike with? Not WhatsApp. What's the app that the fools and them leak? They text the newspaper about the missile attack. Come on, y'all stick with me, man. What's the other apps they be having now? It's like WhatsApp.
Kick.
No, I don't think that's it. I forget the name. Somebody look it up for me. Where they was just talking about his heads of security. They had this app that they all talk on, and they accidentally add the reporter to the app talking about the missile strike. Was it?
Text now.
I don't know. You can just look it up. They'll tell you it.
Snapchat.
God damn it. Stop guessing, man. Just look the goddamn thing up. What, were you all scared of Google? Just look the thing up. You think I'm playing a hangman? You're all guessing. Snapchat, this. Just Google the damn thing up. But he's considering now taking what? This plane from these Arabs because it suits him. You get the point? It suits him and he could make a deal. He's about power. He's not about integrity or morality, because he'll say one thing here and then go say something else over here because it's convenient for the deal. And that's a prostitute. That's a hoe. That's why America is called what? The great whore that sits on many waters, that fornicates with the kings of the earth. And he's fulfilling it right now. So this is a time where it's going to be power and pleasing the power. And that's what these Qatarians do, and they're pleasing him. They say, listen, we ain't want no problems with you, man. In fact, here, take this jet. Take this big Boeing 747. Use that for Air Force One instead. Use that. Overnight, Syria lose all the damn tariffs. But you mincing over 10%? 10% to pay the Lord? The Lord is going to visit you, man. Go ahead.
It's called Signal.
Signal, I think, is the name of the app. Right? And they say all them high security cabinet members who knew about the missile strike, they add this reporter into the thing, and it was a breach of national security. It was a whole breach. But meanwhile, this plane from the Arabs is going to be used for your Air Force One. And whether he take it or not remains to be seen. The point is, there's no rhyme or reason to Satan, to the oppressor. He gonna do what he want that pleases him. The Lord has a rhyme and a reason, meaning there's a clear outline. I tell you, he on Shema.
He got me too, sir.
He on Shema. Y'all over there. I'm trying to tell you. No, brother. Listen, that cat is an operative. He move in silence. You notice he don't meow or nothing. He just move. He just move and kill shit. That's all he do. Shabbat dressed back here. He going to the Yad Karab in the damn chair. He looking at you like, yeah, nigga, you thought shit was sweet, huh? Yeah, he checking you out. He checking you out. Don't worry about it. He on Shema. Don't sweat that shit. He gonna write his report right now. He gonna send that report in. Don't even sweat it. That. You get the point. So that's what's going on in this kingdom right now. All right, where we at?
We just finished that tithes scripture.
We had the tithes. What's going on with Trump? No questions then? Let me know if there are any questions in the room. Check both of the chats, all right?
Okay.
All right. You all have
Slaga is a question.
Go ahead.
It's from Paraba Banyamyam. Stilakia, sir. With your grace, do you mind breaking down the importance of not celebrating paganism for his mother? He said his mother's watching live.
No sweat. His mom is new to the truth. That's a brother or sister, you sure?
Not sure.
Para. All right. I'm not sure if it's a brother or a sister. I want to believe it's a sister. I'm not too sure. Just type your name. Just identify for sure. Say where you're from too, so we know what area you're in or what area your mom is in.
His mother. The mother is in. The mother is in Bahamas, sir.
No sweat. Bahamas. Go ahead. A sister, her mother is in Bahamas. No problem. So her mom will be what considered new to the truth, and she wants to know a precept on not celebrating paganism. That's the question.
The concert, yes.
Okay. All right. So let me get this. All right. So new to the truth, you're coming in. Hold up. All right. I see. Salakia. I don't see the messenger. God damn. It wasn't talking about you and all. Yeah. Sometimes I beat the conscience out here. Salakia. Go ahead.
I thought it was just the Lord telling me you forgot.
Oh shit! Listen, now, whatever it takes, I'm trying to tell you, whatever it takes, and that's where we had to reach as a people. As a people, we had to reach to the point when that check in the bank, them tithes had to come first before you pay them bills, before you pay that landlord, before you put gas in the car. You send that in ASAP. You wake up in the morning, you see, because everybody checks their payday. Everybody know when their payday is. You either up at 11:59 for it to hit. Or when you wake up the next morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, or 5, or whatever time you wake up, you check in. Right then and there, you just slide right over to the app, to the Zelle, or to the PayPal, or if you pay it in cash directly into the school, whatever it is, and you break that shit off. Because one thing people don't forget to do is what? Pay their rent, the car note, the landlord. Don't forget to buy groceries. You know what I mean? You don't forget to do that thing on Klarna. I think it's Klarna. The thing, or a film, where they break up your purchase in installments, and you say for 6 payments of $25, you could buy this whatever it is you're into. You get the point. You don't forget to make them payments, pay them tithes. All right. So now I see this. The sister, her mom is new to the truth, and you want to know the importance of not celebrating, not following after the pagan. So give me an Acts, right? Let me get you exactly straight to our one. All right, give me Acts chapter 15. All right, what is actually, did she say celebrating holidays of pagans or pagan?
Pagan. Read exactly what you said. Like, sir, with your grace, do you mind breaking down the importance of not celebrating paganism?
Paganism. All right. So paganism would be, I guess, the holidays of the heathens, their feast days, their ways, their customs. So go to Acts 15. Let's start there. All right.
Oh, God.
So let's start there. I'll tell you where you started. Start at, hold on.
And she said celebrating pagan holidays. Sir.
Celebrating pagan holidays. Let's start at 19.
God, sir. The book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 19. Wherefore, my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God.
Right. So now just a little background, right? There's in the Bible, there's two Gentiles, right? Two contexts of Gentiles or two references of Gentiles, right? Just like in English, you might say like the word bad has several meanings, several contexts. Like, we have bad weather, right? That's unfavorable weather or weather that you don't like, or it's not convenient for you right now. Oh, that's bad weather, right? Or you might say, man, that's a bad jacket. It's the same word, but one is favorable and one is not, right? Same thing with Gentiles. One is favorable and one is not. There's a Gentile there's a Gentile who's a Gentile by the flesh. They are born a Gentile. They're heathen. They're non-Israelite. Their father is not an Israelite man who planted the seed in what should be an Israelite woman to make you an Israelite child. If you did not come from the seed of an Israelite man, you are a Gentile. You are a Gentile according to the flesh. Like Cassie Ventura, she is a Gentile according to the flesh. She's a heathen. Then there's a Gentile in name only. Meaning what? You are called a Gentile, but you're not really a Gentile. You're an Israelite according to the flesh, but you act like the heathen. You behave like the heathen. You dress like the heathen. You talk like the heathen. For example, who? Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, Mr. What's his? Love, Brother Love, right? He is a Gentile in name only. He's a Gentile in name only. He is not a physical Gentile, but he's called a Gentile. Like, another good example. That's a Benjamite. People from the islands who are born in the Caribbean refer to everybody from America as a Yankee, right? Because most people who would come down from America to the Caribbean in times past were from New York. So they would just call every American a Yankee. And that Yankee would be Gentile in what? Flesh. Because this is referring to anybody from America. As time progressed and Benjamites started to go all over the place and go where? Where would Benjamites go mostly? New York. Benjamite missing from the islands are they're in Flatbush. They're in Flatbush or Nostrand. It gets guaranteed. That's how it used to be in the past. It's a joke, of course. But now somebody might leave when they're young and they spend 10, 20 years in New York and they go back to the islands. The people in the islands now call them Yankee. Say the Yankee boy is back. The Yankee boy is home. He's not a Yankee, but he done lived in New York so long. He talk like a New York. He says son. He says mad brick. Nobody know what the hell he talking about. You get the point? He's dressing different. Like it's a little bit more not acceptable, but more commonplace now in the islands. But in times past, you could tell, okay, this person is, he a Yankee now because he's wearing shoes with socks. When the average person in the islands is wearing slippers, flip-flops. You get the point? It's hot. They're wearing, the t-shirt. You have a t-shirt, but you have a t-shirt under it. That was an American thing, 10, 20 years ago. Now it's more commonplace. So somebody listening to me now will be like, man, it's always been like that. I've just been alive longer than you. That's all. I remember when the shit was not like that. You get the point? So they would call him a Yankee, but he is not a white boy who comes from America to Trinidad as an expat or some contractor. He is a brother who done lived over there, and he is more Yankee than he is St. Lucian or Barbadian. You get the point? That's the two Gentiles. So now in this context here, read where we at? 19. Read 19 one more time.
So the book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God.
Right. So he's saying, Paul is saying, this is my sentence, this is my judgment, that we trouble them, we trouble not them who are from among the Gentiles that turn to the Lord. Those are among the Gentiles would be those of Israel who are living among the heathen. You get the point? They're Israelites by blood, but they're not living like the heathen. They're living in Rome, so they're considered what? A Roman. It's like Paul was considered a Roman.
Right.
They live in Corinth. That's why you have the book Corinthians. They live in Galatia. That's why they have the book Galatians. Those are Israelites who were born outside of Jerusalem, who wasn't circumcised on the 8th day if there was a boy, who missed the Passover, who don't know the laws of clean and unclean, eating everything nasty like the heathen. But now, because of the Spirit of Christ, they're able to know that they're Israelite now, and they could come back and serve the Lord. They're not cut off. Some of them thinking they just dark-skinned Greeks. Like that, he's a heathen, of course, but that's another good example. Like that African who played in the NBA, that Giannis. He's Greek, but he's a Hamite. But according to him, he's Greek. Even his name is a Greek name. His younger brother is Thanasis or Thasis or whatever. Those are Greek names. They ain't Hamite names. But they grow up there, so they'll consider themselves Greek, but they're not Greeks. So that's in a context of it. So imagine there's Israelites all over in those areas, in Corinth, in Rome, in Galatia, in Philippia, all those places in Asia Minor. And as they're hearing about Christ, they now want to come and learn more about being a Jew, more about being an Israelite, more about the Passover, and they're coming to find out, okay, where to go. Go ahead.
So like, for instance, Cornelius,
he knew he was an Israelite, but he was a Roman military man, general or a captain in the Roman army, a centurion, right? He knew he ended up finding out he was an Israelite and now started to listen to Christ, but didn't come all the way in, but he believed in Christ. You get the point? But this here is talking about Israelites who hearing about it and now damn near want to come into the truth. You get the point? They want to come in and serve and learn more than anything. And as they're coming in to learn, they in Jerusalem putting very, very heavy burdens on those who coming back. You get the point? They put in ridiculous burdens on them. This is where you would, as you read the New Testament for anybody listening and the sister's mom, as you read the New Testament, you're going to read about there was a beef or point of contention with Paul and with Peter and the rest of the brothers in Jerusalem because they wouldn't accept any brother from outside because they wasn't circumcised. They go back and forth. There was a lot of circumcision argument in the New Testament. And it got so to the point where Paul, he had to circumcise Timothy as a grown man just to please the brothers in Jerusalem. And they was putting so much heavy stipulations, which is just like our Negro is. Negro get hired somewhere, you get hired the same place with him 6 months down the line. He see you in the elevator, he look at you and be like, well, they just let anybody up in here now. Like he's the fucking standard for the employer. You get the point? That's just how we are as a people, right? So the brothers who was in Jerusalem, born there, was thinking more of themselves than they should have and didn't want to let anybody else in. So they're putting these hurdles in there, and Paul is getting the report. If you read all before, he's getting the report back and forth and what's going on, and it ain't really how it should be. So he said, this is my sentence, meaning this is my judgment. This is where I'm at with it now. I've heard what you all said. This is my sentence. Read it again.
Oh, gosh. Book of Acts, chapter 25, verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to God. He's saying
any brother or sister that wants to leave serving, following Zeus and praying to Apollos and praying to, Gaia and praying to whoever else. Anybody who want to leave that bullshit and come and serve the Lord, do not trouble them. Don't be a hindrance to them, man. Treat them like brothers. And what does he mean, brothers and sisters? What does he mean by that? Let them come in and learn, start all over. Give them a chance to start all over. Do not trouble them. And then he goes on to lay it out. Go ahead.
Okay. But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols.
So, and we write unto them that they keep reading. Go ahead.
Okay. And from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood.
Right, read it again.
But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood.
Right. We write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, right, and and from fornication, and from things strangled, from blood. Right. He's given them an outline of what should be the standard. Right. What should be the standard of a brother or a sister who is coming in. Right? What should be the standard of a brother or sister who's coming into the truth? Very young, and live a life, accustomed to the heathen. They're accustomed to that. This is what they have to follow. I know you a super Israelite, you a super Jew. You done been to, Passovers all your life. You could recite Leviticus 23, in Hebrew with your eyes closed. You blow the ram's horn with a sneeze. You can put it in your nose and blow it. I know you Superman. And of course, this brother or this sister that coming in here with tattoos and maybe them big old bars they put in the air, or a clean shaven face, and all Christian and proper. You look at them like they just the filth of the damn earth, and they shouldn't be in here. So you done start to lay the hurdles down. So of course they could never really be that. Do not do that. You say shalom, you welcome them in, give them a chair, ask them that they need something to drink, and this is all they have to follow. Write unto them, abstain from pollutions of idols. What does that mean? What is an idol? An idol is what? Come on, quickly.
Something that you worship.
So is the Most High an idol?
Something that's no
simple. Simpler.
Something that's not alive.
Simpler.
Anything that you worship that's not the Lord.
I'll take that. A false god. An idol is a false god. You get the point? And you want to stay away from the pollutions of false gods. What are the pollutions of false gods?
Christmas.
Explain.
Well, Christmas, we're putting up Christmas trees is the worship of Nimrod, the African king. You know what I'm saying? Then between the reef and the tree, you know what I'm saying, the reef has to do something with Janus, with you coming in and out. You know what I mean? On top of that, New Year's, that's the worship of Janus. And New Year's is in April. It's not in January.
All right. Go ahead.
And Easter is the worship of
another god,
another goddess,
right? Ashtoreth.
Come.
Right. So the pollutions of idols are different things. It's the culture of that false god that people take onto themselves. The culture, the way, the lifestyle is all the same thing. The food of that god, the dress code of that god. You understand? All those things are the pollutions of that god. And the Lord calls them pollutions because they make his people unclean. They make his children unclean. It's like you have a child that stays out for weeks at a time, and you finally go find them, and they have on clothes that you didn't get them. You understand? They move in a certain way. The way how the hair is, you would never have the hair that, grown to that way and shaggy and just whatever. And they want to come back. What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if that was your son or daughter coming back home? They're willingly coming back home now, but they're coming back home with that thing they're wearing from outside. What would you do?
Whatever you learned out there, that stuff that you have on, don't bring it in here. I'm going to give you some stuff, and this is what we're going to do.
Okay, you're right. But if you say it like that, they're going to go walk the fuck right out. I'm going to tell you straight. Because me and you cut from the same cloth. We had to take a little bit of honey before we talk. That should sound like a right hook. This is what we're going to do. Nigga. Right? What you're going to make them, you're going to say, what usually happens is, the parent would say, you used to be so pretty if it's a girl. Man, look at you, man. You don't look like yourself as a boy. You used to be so manly looking. Come on, man. We could do this. Let's do this. How about we get rid of this hair? Could we do that? Could we cut that hair off? Right? Could we get it combed? Could you think we could wash this thing off? What about these clothes? These clothes ain't you, man. This clothes is not you. Because to you, the parent, this is filth this child is wearing. They're adult now, or on the verge of adulthood. But you look at them as still your child. And this thing they're wearing, the way they're looking this is just filthy to you. So you gonna clean them up. Because that thing they have, the way they're wearing, what they eat, and say, what you want to eat? Oh, just, give me something out of a can. Give me a can of beans. Be like, that's what you eating? And you eating garbage, man. No, is it literal garbage? No. But to you, that shit is unclean. Like, let me make you some eggs and toast with some tea and an orange, fresh orange, some fruit. When's the last time you had some fruit? You get the point? You start cleaning them up. You take all the clothes, you put that in a bag. You handling their shit with gloves now. You know what I mean? If you ever have to go through it, you handle their shit with gloves. You put it in a bag. Say, listen, man, I know this is day one. I know we starting over, but I ain't gonna get rid of your shit. I'm gonna put it right outside in the door in the garage. It's right out there. I don't want it to feel like, it's too much. If you ever feel like you need to go back, it's out there. It can't be in here. It's kind of dirty. I'll take it to the laundry and wash it. But you make a deal. You work it slowly with them. You're bringing them in. But you're starting now to get the pollutions of what's not their home, their fake home, which was under a bridge or on somebody's couch or somewhere in the back of a car. The pollutions of the fake home can't come into your home. And that's the pollutions of an idol. The Lord don't want that around. Go ahead.
It's like, sir, I noticed the difference.
Come on.
No, how the way you said it and how the way I said it.
Oh, I had to learn the hard way. It's a lack here. No sweat. You get the point? That's really what it is. Just always remember the Lord is a father. He's a parent. And he wants his children back. You get the point? So you say, first off, they have to abstain from the pollutions of idols. What's the pollutions of idols? The way, the lifestyle of this fake God. Whatever God they was into, they can't dress in that dress no more. They can't eat that food no more. They can't go to their church gatherings or their mosque. What is called that thing on mosque they just go to on Friday? I forget the name of it. I used to know the name of that shit. Some shit they go to on Friday every Friday. That's their Sabbath. I think Thursday night into Friday is their Sabbath. Go ahead. Masjid. That's what I think. The masjid is the name of the mosque, but there's something else they call the I forget the name of it. Juma. That's the motherfucker, right? Salakia. Juma is the name of the damn thing, right? They go to that. You can't do that no more. You can't wear that man dress no more. We say shalom. Don't say assalamu alaikum. Don't say, that old Christian thing. You start to bring them into the culture of it. You get the point? You start to bring them into the culture slowly but surely. A brother come in, he might come in what? He might wear some shorts and a vest, a basketball vest. He think he flies summertime. Say, brother, man, you kind of naked out here, man. What you mean I'm naked, man? I have on clothes. No, you don't. You say, you know, when next day come back to class, put on a t-shirt. Wear some long pants. That's attire for your house. You wear that inside. You shouldn't be that naked outside. You get it? When you start to reculture them into it, and of course you don't do the things the people who worship that God does. I'm gonna give you some simpler things than the Christmas and the Easter to start them off with. Birthdays. That's the pull. When you're coming into the world, when you're coming into the truth from the world, if you come from a regular average family, your birthdays is when everybody who you want to love you would call you and show you love for one time in your life. Outside of that, they don't give a damn. But that birthday means something. You gotta let them know about birthdays. They can't celebrate birthdays no more. They can't celebrate, Valentine's Day. You want to sort of take them away from the things that this idol God has people doing. And they can't do those things no more, all right? And from fornication, right? What is fornication? Who knows? Mr. Pat?
Lawful sex, sir.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
That's what I was going to say.
What is that's the what? Yes and no. It's a good answer, but yes and no.
Slack it, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fornication in this context, is it pretty much dealing with other cultures other than what the Lord gave us?
You close to it. You definitely close to it. Come on, Salaki.
And that, we're going off of what he was saying, what Mathiel was saying, is it basically going against the Most High? Because in this context, like we're his bride, and if we do anything against him,
and what would be against him? Be plain. What would be the thing that's against him?
Well, in this context, worshiping another god.
That's it. Fornication, in the original sense of the word, is worshiping another god. The Lord considers that like a woman committing adultery on her husband. That's how he feels about it. That's how he feels about you in the Christian church. Where's Caesar? You have him? Let me borrow Caesar for a second. That's how he feels about you in the Christian church, worshiping this guy. And going up to the statue of him on the cross, or to the whore, the European whore, who they call Mary, who is not Mary. That's his sister Lucretia. Or that's the Mary statues and the Mary pictures. That's his sister Caesar Borgia. That's his sister Lucretia Borgia, who he had sex with. Mary is a black woman from the tribe of Levi. They're not white. In the Catholic communities, they go up to Mary, brother, and kiss her feet. Kiss her feet and make the sign of the cross. When I was growing up, I knew a sister who was he went to a Catholic school, right? A Catholic high school. They call them convents, right? And she was ridiculously smart. She was a smart sister. I believe she went to med school and became one of them special doctors now. And I remember her being kind of distraught about graduating from the high school, right? We call them secondary schools. But not too distraught. And just talking to her, she asked, well, what's the problem? Is it that he didn't make the grades or nothing? And she said, no, it had nothing to do with the grades. She said everybody who's graduating from that Catholic school had to go up to the statue and kiss the feet of the statue as part of the preparation to graduate. And she said she didn't want to do it, and they left her out. And that memory stuck with me, because I'm like, what the fuck that had to do with, you graduating? Because, you reach that certain age, or it's 15 or 16 or whatever age they graduate. That shit is a big deal. And she was left out of the whole thing. Because they tried to embarrass her, to force her to kiss Mary's feet. You have to now stay away from all of that shit. You can't go to, when the Lord see that, he feels like how a man feels when his woman whores on him. Like that brother, you'll look up his name. I think it's a brother. The man who was with Cassie first, I think it's Leslie something is his name. He was with Cassie first, and that hoe left him and went to Diddy. Left him and wanted to go to Diddy. She thought she was going to be the next Beyonce. It was the next bidet. And nigga was pissing in your mouth. That's what he was. That's what he was. He was a toilet. He was a toilet. Somebody needs to hang some bounty on your neck. The toilet paper. You get it, boy? Somebody needs to have some cottonelle earrings. Because that was you. That's what you were, because you done come into the adultery. And look where you ended up now. And in like fashion, that's how we will. We've whored on the Lord. Right? And let me give you a precept for it. Give me Jeremiah chapter 3. Start at verse 1. All right. Any other questions? Let me know too. The sister who asked the question, let me know if you have questions based on what I'm saying, or if your mom has questions based on what I'm saying. Go ahead.
It's from Kenya says, can we say that our parents' sins polluted us before we were born? She's new coming into the truth.
Yes, you can say that. There's a precept for that. I think he was shaped in sin and iniquity. I think in Psalms or the Proverbs, you can say that. You definitely can, which is why you have to what? Put away the old man and come in, or woman, come into the truth and become brand new. Right? No, hold on. But at the same time, don't use that as an excuse now to charge your parents and say it's their fault you are the way you are. Because now what will they have to do? They'll have to charge their parents. Your upbringing has a lot to do with the mistakes you made, and that's going into the topic tonight too. Your upbringing has a lot to do with it, but once you realize that it's now you had to change. Go ahead.
Slightly, sir. And that what more the saying would say in biblically, born into sin.
That's the precept I was referring to. You can find it in I think it's in the Psalms. I was shaped in iniquity.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
And boyfriend before Diddy was Ryan Leslie.
Ryan Leslie, right? We're gonna make sure we get his name. I want to find out how he felt when that broad left him and went to Diddy. Right? He was her producer first. He discovered Cassie, and they had a whole relationship going. That was his woman. That was his whole woman. That first single she got, that was his work. That was his work, and she whored on him, and now want the whole world to feel sorry for her. You chose the nigga, woman. You chose it. What you want? What do you want me to do? You think he groomed you from 16? You chose him. You wanted him. You thought he was the highway to being a celebrity. You thought you was on the highway to heaven. Now look at you now. Your children are going to read the transcripts from the court case. Imagine that. Them little heathen girls, they're going to read how much men had you for 72 hours with baby oil and body fluids. Let me get Jeremiah 3:1.
Okay. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again?
It's asking the question. Jeremiah is like, they say, if a man puts away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, meaning she goes and marries somebody else. And marriage in the Bible, according to God, is sex. It's not a ring. It's not, a marriage license and all that bullshit. It's sex. So meaning she was having sex with one man. He put her away. She goes have sex with somebody else. Is that first husband supposed to now return to her again? He's asking the question. Is that how he's supposed to go? He's asking that because why? That's the norm in society today. That is the whole norm. You get the point? It's just go and you accept it and you get over it and we work through. And that's the word they use. And we've healed from that. You need to heal from some stones. That's what you need to do. I need to see if you could heal from some of these rocks. Yeah, I mean, that you're going to be buried into the ground and get some rocks thrown at you. Let's see you heal from that. Right? Go ahead.
Oh, God, sir. shall not that land be greatly polluted? But
shall not that land be greatly polluted? Why? Why does he say greatly polluted?
In the same way, the pollution of the idols. Now she got the spirit of this other man. She she's not really.
You're making it nice, Ak. You're making it nice. She's greatly polluted because he had. Come on.
Because another man urinated in her mouth.
Well, another man may not necessarily urinate in her mouth. I'm going to the normal way now. He done had his fluids in her all over. You get the point? He's done had his way with her. He's been in her mouth. She's been in his. Just to get, graphic without getting graphic. They done did something, Ak. And now it's like he's part of her. It's hard for us today to understand, especially in the Israelite world, where it's adultery is like, it's like scraping your knee. Like adultery in our community is like, you scrape your knee on the basketball court. Like, what happens if a young brother or sister say, man, I skinned my knee? What do you do?
Rub some dirt.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Look, I got a scar right here. I remember when I got my first scrape, right? You also comparing scars. That's we always saying, this is normal. This happens. So when that adultery happens and they come around, man, don't even worry about it. Hoes ain't nothing but bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. These niggas is nothing but dogs, and that's the counsel we give each other because we accept adultery. You get the point? We accept it. We don't look at it like, okay, you okay for him, but you can't be with me no more. Me go, I'm gonna kiss you in the mouth. I don't know what you do. I know what I used to do with you. And he done, I'm good. I'm good. Don't you love me? That ain't got nothing to do with it. You're polluted to me now. You're nasty. You're unclean now. I can't go with you. I can't do nothing with you no more. That's how we supposed to look at it. We don't. TV will show you what. You get with that she's having adultery. They call it an affair. They have all these words for it now. Affair, cheating. Like you cheat in sports. Is marriage a sport? You cheat on a test. Is marriage a test at the end of a curriculum? They have all these words for it that change the value of these things. And you have to be very particular with what you intake from the world. It's polluting your mind. The TV will show you, or the Christian church will tell you, go fight harder. So now you in a whole war over this woman and you trying to best somebody else. Nigga, that's his problem now. She's polluted. The land is polluted. You can't go back in onto it. And that's what the Lord is likening when we go serve the Muslim God or the Christian God. He looks at us like, you and my child. Just like how a parent would say when a child goes off and does some other thing and come back. And you look at them like, and they come in, Dad, Mom, don't call me that. Because you ain't my child no more. That's how they feel. That's how the Lord feels. The Lord feels like that you betrayed him. Because we have. Keep reading. Read it again from the top.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's wife,
and become another man's.
And become another man's. Shall he return unto her again?
Mm-hmm.
Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Mm-hmm.
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
With what?
But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers.
The Lord said, we have played the harlot with many lovers. Go ahead.
Yet return again to me, saith the Lord.
Like the Lord said, we've been whores with many different lovers. We've been Cassie to the Lord. Y'all think Cassie a nasty ass broad, right? Y'all think she's so nasty. Well, you in that church Sunday morning, you nasty. That's the Lord look at you like he look at Cassie. That's damn near how it is. It's exactly how it is. The Lord look at you like all them sodomites on the choir. He looks at you as something nasty, filthy, and you can't possibly belong to him. And he's hurt over the shit because how could you? How could you do this? You done played the whore with many lovers, and now you return unto me, and now I'm supposed to accept you? That's what we do to the Lord. We come and we ask the Lord back to take us back and be called by his name. So what? Now the Lord had to do what? He had to walk around with somebody who everybody done had. That's what he has to do. He had to be the bigger man. And that's what they say. Well, he got to be a secure man because she did that, but no, you're asking a lot of the Lord. That's what he's saying. Keep reading.
If I could, sir.
Yeah, please,
Salaxi, what you're saying is so heavy, Cap, because I often think like that, like when something like that happens, especially in pop news, where everybody gets to criticize it and everybody gets to laugh and everybody gets to call her names, everybody gets to judge him. And on a spiritual sense, we're doing the same thing to the Lord. So it's like we're judging ourselves.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's exactly that. The Lord is, brother, he understand how to make you see something without you even know you're looking at it. He know how to do things, poetically, metaphorically. He understand how to, really sew something together. And you'll be like, yeah, so and so and so and so, and say, but look at you now. You done jump from religion to religion. We all grew up either Christian or Muslim. And we've all been to different churches because this pastor you didn't like. Well, Cassie didn't like, what's his name? Ryan Leslie? He shouldn't like him. His studio wasn't big enough. You know what I mean? His microphone wasn't expensive enough. She went somebody who had a better mic. What's the problem? If you could switch churches, then Cassie could switch, urine. She could get one with more ammonia. Yeah, I mean, you want that thing. I don't care if y'all don't laugh. I'm laughing. Good.
It's like I was just talking about this on Monday, and I was saying, if you're looking at a woman in the world, you should think about Cassie, because woman in the world really ain't no different than what Cassie is.
No, I wouldn't cast that blanket so far and wide, because that's a heathen. That's a nasty ass heathen act. You get the point? Even J-Lo jump shit. Just understand that shit. And that bro jumped from rod to rod. She literally jumped from A-Rod to another man back to A-Rod. You get the point? But even she wasn't sticking around that deviant. So, but a sister in the world or a brother in the world, you just want to let them come to class. Just let them come to class. That's it. Come to class. Come and sit in there. All right. You killed babies. You had abortions. Come to class. You used to be on a stripper pole. Come to class. You paid for the abortion. You a brother. Come to class. You beat up a brother in the past because you didn't know how to work on your anger. Come to class. No problem. You used to rob banks, whatever. You sold drugs. You did drugs. Come sit in that chair. Come and be treated like a human being for once in your life. Come and be given respect. Come and you ever notice some young brothers and sisters come to class, somebody new, and they have a question, but the question turn into a little 2 or 3 minute monologue about their life? And what does the teacher do at that point? Not what you all do. I'm saying, when you've seen it, what does the teacher do at that point?
Cut them off and be like, hey.
Nope. What does the teacher do? Y'all all did it, because I remember. I remember the stage when I started to cut y'all off, because it was done to me. Somebody comes in, you let them talk. You encourage them. Oh yeah, that's what happened. Listen, what she said. No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Keep going. Listen, that's heavy that she said that. You validate them out, because in the world, brother, it's shut your mouth, you dumb nigga. You talk to a cop. Shut up. Say answer only what I ask you. You go for medicine somewhere. Take this. You talk to my manager. Everybody talks to us like we pieces of shit. Even in the Christian church. That old bastard said, lock the doors. Lock the doors. And what? So what am I supposed to do if I ain't getting you no money? Creflo said, y'all ain't paying him no tithes. If he had a gun, he'd shoot y'all. That's what Creflo told people. Y'all know about that, right? He said he would equip his security with Uzis and install ATM machines in the church. And before you leave, if you ain't go to the ATM and pay that money to him, he shoot you on sight. You could find a tape without that. Creflo said that shit. But in here, brother, you come in here and you get spoken to like you're a person. And it's so shocking and jarring, you don't even know how to respond. He's looking at the ground because nobody ever talked to you like that before. You understand? Like you come in here and you get built back all the way up from the ground up. And that's what Paul is saying. Don't trouble them. Build them up. Let them come in. Let them come in. You get the point? Because we done what? Traded on the Lord. We done, been with every God. We've been Jehovah's Witness. We've been Muslims. We've been Christian. We've been Buddhist. We've been Rastafarian. We've been Scientologists. We've been atheists. Did I miss any? We've been Hindus. What else I miss? Which God I miss? We've been 5%ers. We've been Moors. We've been Illuminati. We've been Freemasons. What else I miss? I don't know. There's so many of these gods now. We done went to every god. And we done give every god some tail. And we know every god personally. And we choose every god. Ain't nobody put a gun to your head until you come to the mosque. You went to the mosque yourself, just like Cassie chose bad boy. She chose bad boy. She get her ass whooped and ain't leave. There's broads right now making up stories to 911 because the husband say, don't wear that dress. He ain't even hit her. So you mean to tell me you could do things to get a nigga out of the house, but she couldn't leave? Listen, she made a deal with herself that she was going to accept this is the cost to be the boss. She thought she was going to be Beyonce. She thought she was going to be the next big thing because she looks exotic. Remember, she's a heathen. The escort say what? He opened the door. He didn't know he was going to Cassie's house. He says he opened the door and he saw the most beautiful woman he ever saw in his life. Over the phone, the cost was $400 for the night for him. He said when he got there, Cassie said, it's $200 for the night. He said, Cassie said, listen, I know what they told you on the phone, but I'm going to offer you $4,000 and I'm going to lay out what I need you to do. And brought him into the house, brother. Because why? He said this is the most beautiful woman he ever seen in his life in the flesh. Bullshit. We just like the foreign shit up. Something should that look, not like Keisha from the block. Get the point? Not like somebody else that, remind us of our own sister or auntie or somebody else. You don't always want some old foreign thing, some old, nasty thing that you could parade like that nasty Cassie. You get the point? Just another piece of trash. That's who we've become to the Lord. We've become that thing, and we got to understand who the hell we were. We done gone and gave everybody tails, brother. Keep reading this here. Slack, you had your hand up, Shabbat? Are you good to go? No sweat. Let's give me some more in Jeremiah, and then we go back to Acts.
I'm conscious. Verse 2. Lift up thine eyes unto the high places and see where thou hast not been lined with.
Damn. Read that again, huh?
I'm conscious. Lift up thine eyes unto the high places and see where thou hast not been lined with.
The Lord said through Jeremiah, he said, oh, you think I'm lying? Come over here. Look around. Look high and wide. And the high places, of course, is symbolic for the houses of power, like churches and temples are always up on a hill, always high. He said, look around and tell me who you have not had sex with. That might be an easier list for you to compile because you done effed everybody. That's what the Lord's saying to us as a people. And brother, is he wrong? You got Moorish science, the Moorish Science Temple. Then you got the modern 5%er who take a little bit of Judaism, a little bit of Christianity, a little bit of Islam, and had sex with all of them and create a whole new sex. You understand? Like he's saying, okay, am I lying? Okay, don't tell me who you had sex with. I ain't got time. Just tell me who you didn't have sex with. That's a shorter list, Cassie. Just tell me who. Who you did not have sex. This brother was having sex on FaceTime. Damn. For 72 hours? Good night. I mean, at some point, how Kanye said shit was a choice. And that's what Kanye said. I know y'all ain't gonna like me after this. They're gonna say he hate women. No, I don't. I just don't want none of my sisters to be a slut like Cassie. Some old pretend victim. There's some Edomite from Philly. I think it's John Wayne Gacy. I may have the name correct. It's one of them serial killers. And look him up, please. Look up John Wayne Gacy. It might be another one. And he was down there like Dharma with these sisters. And he was kidnapping them. I think he would eat them from the base in the basement. And this one sister he liked. Go ahead. What, something came up?
Nah, I thought you were talking about
the
pretty boy,
the
from
clown.
California. Yeah, he's a clown.
You talking about Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy. Yeah, I thought you were
not
talking
Ted
about
Bundy. This one is from Philly. John Wayne Gacy is the clown.
Khan.
Okay, I think he was that original. That's okay. That you know that horror movie It with Pennywise. Stephen King created that story from him, from that serial killer thing, and he made the whole thing with the clown. That's why around about that time, late 70s, I believe, early 80s, there was a lot of horror movies with clowns, and clowns became scary because of him. It's not John Wayne Gacy. It's another one. It's a serial killer from Philly. And this sister, she plotted her escape because he would tie her in the base, handcuff her in the basement, bring food. And little by little, she started to talk to him like he was, a person and befriend him. And he let her come upstairs in the living room. And then finally, he took her out to eat. Something happened and she ended up running away and making a phone call. And that's how she got away. She plotted to get away because she did not want to be part of this harem, and she was violated in that basement. She was absolutely violated in the basement. The other one, I think, is somewhere in the Midwest, Ohio or something, and they made a little parody of it where the brother was walking by and he heard the screams, and when they interviewed him, he said, "Man, I see these what he say? He said these little pretty girls, and I see this man here, dead giveaway." And they made someone, he said, "Dead giveaway." Yeah. Them girls were screaming to get the hell out. Why you stay? Because you wanted to be Beyonce. You thought this was the cost to be in the music business. And look at you now. Is she testifying about a song that she wrote? What's the name? Come on, whoever. Go ahead.
Is it Gary Michael Heidnick?
Heidnick. That's it. Gary Heidnick. That's the one. Y'all go look up Gary Heidnick and how he got caught. That sister didn't want no parts of that nonsense. She was tired of it. But she knows she couldn't just run away. He'd a killer. So she seduced him and get him to befriend her. She befriended him. He started taking her out. And brother, she made one phone call and that was the end of Gary Heidnick. That was the end of him. What I'm supposed to believe, look around and tell me who you didn't have sex with. Christian, Muslim, Rastafarian. Who were you not with? And listen, that's our course of life. Most people, they come into the truth. So, well, how you find the truth, man? I was looking for the truth. I was in the church. Then I started listening. Everybody go from the church to Farrakhan. It's like graduating elementary school to middle school. Like Farrakhan is middle school for everybody religiously. And then from Farrakhan, you listen to Marcus Garvey. So you go into Pan-Africanism and what's the thing at the end of the year? Kwanzaa. You start Kwanzaa and the damn thing up. And you go into Egyptology and you go everywhere. And then I joined this, and then I joined that, and I did this, and then did that. All the time you doing what? You searching for the right place, right? It's the same thing. The Lord saying, look who you have not been laid with. Go ahead.
Okay. in the ways hast thou sat for them.
In the ways you have sat for them. Go ahead.
As the Arabian in the wilderness.
As the Arabian in the wilderness, as the Arab out there in the wilderness. The Arabs were long known to be merchants. And like a merchant, you just sit by the way and sell something. Like somebody pull up with a van and pull watermelons out. But no, you ain't selling melons. You ain't selling fruit. You ain't selling oil. You're selling your ass. You like, which religion wants to come be with me? I'll go here. I'll try this. I'll try that. You got to try everything at least once. Right? Cassie? Bro, give a whole disposition on how to dissertation, Salakia, on how the oil was used, the baby oil. Good night. Good night. The Lord said, look who you have not been laid with. You understand? The Lord views that as adultery. He views it as you allow yourself to become polluted and used and destroyed by everybody else, and you will not turn to me, who you rightfully belong to. Just like a brother who had some woman whore on him. It's going to hurt, it's going to pain, and then she wants to come back. That's how the Lord looks at us. So now let's go back to hold on. Keep reading real quick, all the way up to 3.
Come closer. And thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness.
And because we don't serve these other gods, we don't polluted the land with our whoredoms and our wickedness, meaning what we get. Just like if you're a whore, you sleeping around, you're going to get something from who you're sleeping with. We don't take every little thing that we learn from these religions, and we live in a society today that's greatly polluted. The sick Catholic Church full of pedophilia, filled to the brim of it, and nobody ain't saying a goddamn thing about it. You have a president who paid some porn star to have sex with him. Like, that's the level of immorality that's in everywhere. I just seen tonight on the news, some charter school in DC, last month they had some boy get sexually assaulted in the school and beaten up. And then 2 weeks ago, they say some young girl get assaulted in a bathroom for 2 hours. That's your Christian church. That's your Muslim mosque. That's your Scientology. We don't polluted the land with the whoredoms, the things we get from the whoredoms. We done did it, and the Lord don't want it. So he's saying, stay away from the pollution of these idols. Stay away from that shit. Get from behind it, because how we live in now is filthy. It's disgusting. It's not at all good. There's nothing good that could come from it. It's not strong. It's not righteous. It's not what the Lord wants. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 3. Therefore the showers have been withholden, and there have been no latter rain.
Right? He said, therefore the showers have been withholden. The showers is what? Blessings. Your blessings have been withholden. As a people, we going from curse to curse. We ain't enjoying too much blessings. And the Lord saying, you have been withheld from the rain. It's so spiritual, because what? In the hip-hop world, they say money is rain. I'm making it rain. And people is like, bless me with it. You get the point? It's poetic. It's just how we talk. There's no other nation that talks like that. Proves with the Israelites. The Lord said, I'm going to withhold rain from you. They in the club saying making it rain. And he stopped the rain, and he's blessing with this money that's falling from the sky. It's how we talk. This proves this Bible is ours.
Right.
The Lord said, I'm withholding the blessing from you. I'm withholding the latter rain. Go ahead.
Oh God. And thou hadst a whore's forehead. Thou refusest to be ashamed.
And because we have had a whore's forehead, we 12 tribes, we go to everybody else except the Lord. And you may argue, somebody may argue, well, most of us don't know That may or may not be true. But I've seen enough people who do know that still want to try outside, that still want to dabble outside. That Gorilla Hebrew, I think he was sitting with Tazariak last year, trying to negotiate something to come in. What's going on? You make an excuse to not do anything because you're a deviant, because you don't took the pollution of the heathens, of the gods of this earth, and not following after the damn Lord. You get the point? Not following after what he say to do, not following after his ways and his culture and his customs and what he likes. You want to do what you like. You want to do what pleases you. You want to do the things that you just flick the light on. Right? You want to do the things that is to what if they have a key. Just you good to go? You want to do the things that now allow you, you know what I mean? You can step all the way, bro. I think they're going up there. All right? You want to do the things now that would allow you to feel comfortable with however you want to live. And that can't work. That can't work. So that's why the Lord said what? Abstain from the pollution of the idols. Right. Somebody coming into the truth, they're coming in from a certain lifestyle, let them just come to class. Tell them don't go back to the church no more. Right. Don't go back to the mosque no more. Don't do the things that satisfy you and make you feel comfortable. That church, brother, is super witchcraft. It's absolute witchcraft. It makes you feel good while you're in pain. It makes it's like you know, it's like a drug. It's like what's them good old strong drugs? Not the Xanax. What's the other thing? The Percocet. You know, Percocet was a prescription drug. Percocet and the Oxycontin. That's the one. That's what Christianity is for you outside the truth and all. You go to church to make yourself feel good. Nobody could tell you, nobody could say anything about what you're doing wrong. Just come here and sing praises and feel good. And that's why people say, not my Jesus. Not the Lord, you know, but my Jesus. Like you making that my Jesus is a whole new idol. Because the Muslim, or not the Muslim, the white woman or white man who says not my Jesus is different from the black woman or black man who says not my Jesus. That's two different my Jesus right there. You understand? The one the black people worshiping is about peace and love. The Jesus Trump worshiping is about putting children in cages. That's his Jesus. You get the point? They created whole new idols now. That not my Jesus is an idol. I'm telling you straight up and down. Go ahead.
I remember reading something straight out of the Bible to a brother, and he turned and said, not my Jesus. It was in red. It was what Jesus said. And he said, not my Jesus.
Yeah, because his Jesus is an idol. His Jesus is an idol who he shaped for himself. This is not a standard my Jesus. This is a cookie cutter Jesus. This is somebody who knows him, who knows his heart. How does my Jesus know my heart? Because I made him. I fashioned him to, he knows what I like and what I don't like. And what I don't like is the real sin. And what I like is lawful. I like pork, my Jesus said I could eat pork. I like shrimp, my Jesus said I could eat shrimp. I don't like paying no tithes. My Jesus said I don't have to pay no tithes if I don't want to. That's what that is. My Jesus is another idol. So you're going to have to stay away from the church. You're going to have to stay away from the preacher. You know what I mean? You might have to go back and forth with him a few times, some of you, because you're going to ask him the questions that we answering in here just to see if he's telling the truth or not. That's the usual progression of things, right? But as they're coming in, you want to make sure they're staying away from the pollution of the world, because you don't want to now have the Lord looking at you like some filthy, slut. Like how everybody looking at Cassie. Imagine moving from the world feeling sorry for you to the world being disgusted by you. I just hope people don't think this girl is a sister. Like we have enough on our plate to accept Cassie. I need Chappelle to come out and say the black delegate does not accept her. We refusing that. You Filipinos, you all had to eat that one. You all had to eat that thing, or Vietnamese, or whatever the hell that thing is. Because there's nothing that turns her stomach. There's nothing that drives her sick. She'll do it all for a record contract act. That's a new level of thirst. She did it all. And think about the things that just can't come out in the court. They're talking about the things that could come out. Think about the shit that just can't come out. Good night. Nasty. You don't want the Lord to look at you like that. So if that's the case, leave Diddy's house, which is the Christian church. Christian church is Diddy's house. It's Diddy's house. That's why he was on TD Jake's chest like this, with his head on TD Jake's chest. Because that's Diddy's house up in that Christian church and that Muslim mosque. I don't care how good you think your preacher is. They're worshiping a false god. Your preacher mightn't be like Diddy at all. He might be a little more manly and strict. He's still following an idol. And you should leave. You should tell him about the UPK, and he don't need to listen. You should. You should leave that thing and come up in here. And as you coming in here, you want to stay away from your birthdays and your Christmas and your Thanksgiving and Mother's Day. I think this particular sister is her mother. You want to stop celebrating Mother's Day. Why? Because it's not in the Bible. It's a day created by people who worship idols. And it's making you an idol for a day. And what is an idol? A fake God. You're making the Lord jealous by Happy Mother's Day, mommy. I can't go a day without my mama. You remember Boys to Men? Mama. You're making your mother an idol. You're making her compete with God for a day. Do you want the Lord to kill your mother? Because the Lord said, I am a jealous God. Right. I will not have no other God before me. So for a day, you are a God in your birthdays and your Mother's Day and your Father's Day and your Valentine's Day and your wedding day. All these things are created and not in the Bible. You want to start to abide by what's in the Bible. Go ahead, Shepard.
It's like if I may, a precept.
Come on.
Come constant. The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Right. And because why? Their feast days, not the Lord's, but their feast days and their solemn assemblies are pollutions of idols. What's a feast day of the world? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Eid if you're a Muslim. And I'm talking about if you're an Israelite who follows these things. If you're an Arab, you in the middle of Gaza right now, you celebrate Eid, man, that's your day. Go bow to that stone, worship that stone, kiss that stone, and put your head in there and kiss that stone. Do it up. But if you're an Israelite, you can't follow these gods no more. You're making the Lord angry. You're making the Lord upset. And he looks at you like, this you nasty thing, man. Now I had to claim you as mine? Like the Lord, he's, remember we in his image. If you're a brother and a woman horn you and she asking to take her back, you're gonna be like, so what, I said walk the road with you after you done been with, whoever. I had to do that. If you're a parent and your child does it, know what, I had to accept you and you after you done going out there and just, been a whole mess. Like, no, I had to get, no. You know what I mean? We asking the Lord to overlook that and be like, Lord, I haven't always been right and something. Nigga, you better come in here and start fresh. Start fresh, put away the old things and come in here and sit and learn, brother, and pray that you change so much, the Lord doesn't even recognize you from the strip club. I know that went over your head. He doesn't, and I'm saying that because just like how you would look at some broad who, was filthy in the street, imagine she cleaned herself up and you'd be like, hold on, that's so-and-so? Nah, that ain't so-and-so. I'm telling you, that's her. That ain't her. Because you can't believe now she's cleaned up. You're going to have to come in here and make a whole 360 and do not look, act, talk, walk, be like who you used to be in the world. You can't be sister so-and-so from the 5th Elizabeth Pentecostal Baptist, Ebenezer Palace Church. You can't be that no more. You cannot be that no more. They better say, man, she went crazy. She with that Israelite shit. You can't be you can't be some brother who was a menace on the block, or Abdul Rahim Rahman, Mohammed. You can't be do that shit no more, man. You gotta leave that shit alone. because it's filthy and the Lord hates it. It might not seem like that to you right now, but the Lord is going to show you he don't like none of that mess. He don't like it at all. Give me let's get back to Acts 15 and 20.
Oh, concept. Look at Acts chapter 15. You want verse 20, sir?
Yeah.
Come concept. But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols.
So you abstain from the ways of the idols, the things they do, the things they celebrate, the things they eat. Go ahead.
And from fornication.
And from fornication, which is what? Following after other gods. And it's similar to a woman whoring on her husband. Like how the husband would look at her, that's how the Lord looks at us, following other gods. Go ahead.
And from things strangled.
And from things strangled, because these heathens, that was some of their methods of killing their holy food, right? Those sacrifices they make, they would strangle the thing. When with us, you cut that and let the blood flow out. You get the point? You strangle that thing, the blood stays in there. And the heathens are known for making meals with blood. You cut that thing neck and let the blood return to the earth. You're supposed to do that. You can't collect the blood for nothing. And these heathens, they're all into blood. They're all into the blood pudding. Blood pudding is very, very popular in Christianity and in Roman Catholicism. Pork pudding, blood pudding, using the blood to season stuff. Them Hamites put a whole bowl under the damn goat neck and collect everything out and make all kind of drinks with it. And it's crazy, right? We stay away from them things that strangled and from blood, right? Which is collecting the blood. You understand? We're not supposed to do those things. So it's just, that's the beginning of coming into the truth. The beginning of, if you want to understand paganism and you want to get over it and get past paganism and get past what you was doing in the past, you come into the truth, you come into the school, find a school near you, and you stop going to church. You stop celebrating the church holidays or holy days or days that's, separate for the church or the mosque or, the Muslim community or the Rastafarians. You stop celebrating birthdays. Stop celebrating Valentine's Day. That's how you start. You start with moving away from the things they do. And as you sit in here long enough, you're going to start to hear the laws of the Lord. You're going to start to hear the laws about, shape ups if you're a brother. That's the next hurdle. After that, you could get past the birthdays. You had to go get a lineup because you never had so much bush on your face or on your hair. It's just too much. It's just crazy. You had to go get a lineup. You hear the laws on it. Now you ain't getting no more lineup. You could trim your hair and groom yourself and get braids or whatever. You a sister, all of a sudden, them dresses that you used to pose all the way with that showed every curve of you. Every curve. That guy, see, she went in there with a skin-tight dress today to show she pregnant. Was to get sympathy. Like, they did this to a woman. Now she's a woman. Right? Before, she used that for her advantage, but now we need to remember she's a woman. Nah, you started, do away with all the tight stuff and, the form-fitting stuff that would accentuate your curves that is made to be sexually appealing, because in the heathen world, what they would call the Holy Spirit is usually fueled by some sexual act or some sort of something to do with sex. That's why, all the dancing in the church. All that dancing in the church, brother, it's that, that's why the woman started to shake and fall to hell out. They damn near having an orgasm in the damn church. And okay, you might say that and it would offend a Christian, but ask them, why do they love pastors so much? Because there's nothing about the Lord there. This is a sexual thing. Why is adultery so easy in the church? Or in the mosque, or anywhere else, because it's a sexual thing. They damn near think the sexual urge, the horny feeling, is the Holy Spirit. They damn near think that's how it goes. You understand? And nobody ever says anything about it or does anything to change it, which is why you got to leave that shit alone. You start to come to the class, your first class, you might come in pants if you're a woman. The guy gonna pull you aside to listen, sis. When you come to class, you gotta have a skirt on, you gotta have a dress. Now you show up next week with a dress, but the dress is like the God had to look away when he talking to you. All right, sis, yeah, go sit over there. Over here, you mean? No, over there. Over here, sit wherever the fuck you want. You ain't looking because she have all the curves and the tires. She had the Michelin curves outside her. Go ahead.
So the scene you were just putting together, like with the Christian church, with the dance and all that, and they love the pastor. Sound like the pastor is like the necromancer or something, and it's a big orgy going on.
He's the pimp.
Concert.
The pastor is the pimp, and the church is built to seduce women. That's why he wears a suit. That's why he shaves his face. That's why he talks a certain way. That's why the lights is dimmed low in the church. Why is the lights dimmed so low? Why is there flowers, in the pews and the ways? Like, which man likes that shit? Which man likes that? Which man drives around with, brothers like tints in the cars? But you driving around with tints in your cars and flowers on the seats and some old hummy, lovey music. That's not going to attract a man. He might have some tints, but you hearing something shaking. He pulled down that damn glass, and it's you hearing that bass hitting. You get the point? That whole thing is to attract women because this is the way of the heathens. The way of the heathens is, is say the serpent from the garden. It's trying to seduce Eve. It's trying to work her, through her ambitions for power, and at the same time sexualize her, which is what happened with Cassie. She had ambitions for power. She wanted to be in charge. She wanted to be the next Tina Turner, the Aretha Franklin with no talent. I mean, she could sing. I don't even know if she could sing. I don't think she could sing. Her voice ain't stand out to me about anything heavy. You know what I mean? Like, I know Lauryn Hill music before I could identify her body. There's another sister, India Ari.
Right.
I know her music because before I could pick her out of a crowd. Jill Scott. What's the other one who I like from Philly, boy? The one who say I bust your windows out your car. Somebody out.
Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan. Oh boy. Listen, I know that song toxic as hell, brother, but I understand what she was saying. She was hurt. She just needed some consoling. Don't worry about it. She said, I bust the windows out your car, man. You done hurt me so bad and this and that. And I cut the tires up. Yeah, listen to the song. She poured her heart into that thing. I don't know what the hell she looked like. She could come in the class right now, but I know her music. I can't tell you what Cassie sang. But I know what she looked like because Diddy parade her with her chest out all the damn time. You understand? She was more a sex object that he used because she had ambitions for power. She really wasn't about the music. She just wanted to be in charge and on top, and just was a stupid girl who'd made a choice. And now she done paid for being dumb. You understand? So that's what you would do. So the sister who had the question for her, mom, you coming in, you now learning about the truth. You're now learning about the Israelites. You're now knowing that you're from the tribe of Benjamin. What you want to do is stop going to the church. Stop following Christianity. Stop following the Christmas. I'm assuming in Christianity you was into. You could be into Islam or Rastafarianism. That's big in the islands as well. You want to stop following their customs as you coming into the truth. You want to ask every single question you have about the Bible, about life, about men, women, children, how to treat animals, everything. You want to ask all the questions here and leave that thing behind that would make the Lord look at you like you're an unclean, filthy thing. You want to separate yourself. I'll pass for now. Salakia. I'll pass for the rest of the year, brother. And for the rest of the year. Yeah, I mean, Salakia. All right. So I hope that answers the sister question. Good to go? Any more? All right. Let me look up for me. So we're going into Cassie, right? Let me get Amtawab. You could get done with that, dude. That was bought for the class. Let me get Ryan Leslie. All right. Right. Let me get Ryan Leslie. You could get a picture of him and Cassie. You could put it up on the screen. Right. Put it up where everybody else is lined up on one side, not just me on the picture. You know the option?
Yeah, kind of.
Where everybody's on one side and then the picture is there.
Like just Cassie and Ryan Leslie, or
you could just get. There's one with Diddy there too.
Yeah, kind of.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Okay, give me that second. So let's go. He was with this brother. I believe he's a brother. All right. I think for all intents and purposes, he is a brother. Ryan Leslie, right? He was a producer. Is there any history on it? Anybody out there have it? A Warrior, Kazakh, SWAP? Anything you'll pull up? If not, I'll just play it.
You said about Ryan Leslie, sir?
Ryan Leslie. Is there anything they have there that you could read about him and Cassie?
I don't have anything to read, but I did know about this situation in particular because I was always a fan of Ryan Leslie.
Come on, break it down.
So Ryan Leslie was
put Kazakh up on the screen now.
He was Ryan Leslie. He was a famous producer. He was a cat that he grew up with some decent parents, and he was gonna go to Harvard. He dropped out of Harvard to pursue music full time, and he was real good at it. And he was with Cassie. They was together, and he linked up with Diddy. He was producing music for Diddy for a short stint, and he had brought Cassie around. And that's when the whole play happened where Diddy, did what wicked cats do and seduced Cassie to, wanting to be with him. And Cassie literally just left Ryan Leslie to be with Diddy. And, Ryan Leslie, he was still up and coming, but, Diddy was the man that was established at that point. And I could imagine what all the typical thing niggas say to get a whore to sleep with him. And she left Ryan Leslie for Diddy.
Yep. And I mean, left him out. That's a high and dry lefty brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a little, like a little snippet where it say, how did Ryan Leslie met Cassie? Right?
Come on.
Ryan Leslie spotted Cassie at clubs and parties in late 2004. Frequently, the two wrote a duet called "Kiss Me." And after recording the track, Leslie played the song for music executive Tommy Mulatto. Right, Mulatto offered Cassie a management deal, and Leslie signed her to the Next Selection Lifestyle Group. Is
that Tommy Mottola?
Cancer.
Tommy Mottola, go ahead. Right, so he met this broad in the club. She go into the club in the early 2000s, and if you know anything about that look she had was the look of that era, right? That's the look where it's like you kind of racially ambiguous. You look Asian, you look Indian, you look Arab, you look Latino, you look black, all in one. J-Lo, who was that broad who Grant Hill married? I forget her damn name. She had a song, so she was an R&B singer. A whole lot of them came out of, that whole look. And she had that whole exotic look, whatever it is. He got the broad. Now, it doesn't say if she was with somebody when he got her, which probably could happen, which is why it happened to him. But I know he signed her and introduced her to the world with that single she had.
It's your boy Ryan Leslie,
right? With that single she had. And of course, he started working with Bad Boy. He bring her around. What they say was happening was they would have studio time when he bringing her to the studio to do work. And then Diddy started booking her studio time without Ryan Leslie. Right? And then in a short space of time, I'm talking about short, he done snatched the broad right up from under Ryan Leslie. And that's that. You know what I mean? He done took him. Go ahead.
Like I have a video.
I think this thing's still going on.
I have a video of
cutting. You might just say it one more time. Go ahead, Al.
So I have a video of Ryan Leslie talking about the breakup.
Come on with it.
Next,
like it.
Right now on one of the world's most infamous, hard-hitting, real information-getting resources online, VladTV.com. At the time that she signed that first deal and you guys working together, was this a romantic
Is this
relationship?
Vlad? I don't know if you could play Vlad or no. Vlad might copyright the shit.
It's a concert. Yeah, it's an old one, and he's actually on, like, because usually he's behind the scene talking, but he's like sitting right next to
Is
him.
this from his channel?
I believe so, sir.
Yeah, I think that that shit might be copyrighted. Is there anywhere else you could get it? You already start playing it. Go ahead.
I can play without it being on the screen.
Let me go ahead and let me hear some of it. Go ahead.
It's a very personal relationship, and you know, it was she was close to everything that I loved. You know what I mean? So music is just something that I love, and she's clearly just, you know, when two people have that much personal interaction and time, they spend that much time together, it's inevitable that a strong personal bond is going to be formed. And the type of chemistry that we had musically and personally, the relationship that we had was inevitable.
Now pause right there.
Some sort of romantic.
No, he poor brother. He thinks he thinks she's musical. That bitch ain't musical, brother. I'm trying to tell you, because like I know you into the music. You know, you're a music scholar. You're a connoisseur of the music. You're a music, you know, historian. Does this broad have an ounce of melody in her?
Trash.
She got an ounce of ammonia. She got some NH4. I remember that from chemistry class.
Right.
She got some NH4, which is the chemical composition of ammonia.
Right.
She got some ammonia in her, but she ain't got no harmony. She ain't got no harmony or melody in her. She can't sing. She can't do nothing. This was just some young broad who had an exotic look. That was the look of the day.
That's it.
That was the look of every music video back then. You know, this was when this is the height of video vixen. You don't got no video vixens no more, because, you know, there's OnlyFans now. But this is the height of video vixen in the industry, where every broad had that straight hair, that little skin, that whole skinny frame. Nothing against a sister who's slimmer than another one, but that was the look. And he done, you know, he gave his heart to this broad, and that's fine. But the problem was she's a heathen. Give me Tobit 4 and 13. Give me Tobit 4 and 13 real quick. All right. Who was it? Come on, you see, I'm trying to tell you, all these smartphones and these computers you're using now, y'all get some books, man. Y'all get some books. This is an order. Get a book bag. Go to a damn a back to school thing. I'll tell them you have 4 kids and get some book bags. Get a book bag. Get a Bible. Get your Apocrypha. Get your Babylon to Timbuktu. Get a picture of Caesar Borgia. Get your Bible dictionary and come to class with that shit. I'm waiting on these phones to load, and you could flip a page. You understand? Come to class with your book bag, Akim. Goddamn, I still got mine. Y'all don't know nothing about this shit here. I got notes older than y'all, in the truth. Come on, man. Let's go.
Come. The book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thine heart thy brethren.
Right? So he's about to say what you will do that could make you despise your brother in your heart. Go ahead.
Come. The sons and daughters of thy people, in not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction and much trouble. And in lewdness is decay and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine.
Good night. And this is a lesson both Ryan, Leslie, and Diddy learned. Like, he should have never got with this heathen, man. There's so many other sisters he could have got and put on. And he done gave his whole heart to this heathen. And now, you know, she's a point of contention because Diddy had a bigger studio than Ryan Leslie. Diddy had better microphones. He had bigger speakers. The chairs in the lounge was a little bit more comfy. He had a bigger switchboard. That's what they call them in the the music thing where you push the levels up. It's called a switchboard. I guess his switchboard had no lights. I don't know what the hell it was. He had a longer extension cord, something. But she looked at Diddy like, this Brian Leslie, he could only take me this far. A girl like me, I can't settle. I need to go further. And she left Ryan Leslie and went to Diddy, to Sean Puffy Combs. Right? What year did that thing happen with J-Lo and the shooting? Was it before or after this?
That was, I believe 99, sir. 99 or 2000.
So she came along after.
Yeah, come on.
So if J-Lo left Gil, and J-Lo doesn't been in movies and billboards and and she can't sing from what I'm hearing, but she left and still had a career. What make you think you staying with him will give you one? You just a dummy. You just dummy. There's nothing behind that face. And you got to raise your children to not be dummies, man. Not be dummies. I'm so glad this is a heathen, because I would hate to have to talk about a sister like this. But this broad was a dumbass hoe. That's all she was. She was a dumb hoe. That's all she was. She's hardly a victim. And don't say nothing about, well, she was just 22 years old when he met her. There's 22-year-old doctors right now. What are you talking about? There's 22-year-old professionals right now that's running companies. What is we talking about? She wasn't raised right. She grew up in a Christian home, and that gave her nothing equipped to stand up against seduction. And she was promised the world by some low-down, dirty snake of a Negro named Puff Daddy, who he wanted lewdness. He couldn't be satisfied with a sister, because of course the sister, she 1-2 times she done with all that extra shit, all this damn baby oil and collecting semen and all. Good night, piss in her mouth. What the hell are we talking about? And that's somebody nasty shit out. What kind of 72-hour orgies he calling you on FaceTime? You ain't even in the damn room. You mean to tell me all of that time you couldn't run away? You couldn't just get lost? You couldn't go missing? You know how much children run away from homework and you don't see them for 4 years? They're on their own. You wanted to stay in that mess, man. You wanted to be part of that thing because you thought this was going to make you rich and wealthy. You thought that's what it is. And anybody who's making an excuse saying, well, you can't blame her, she was young. Well, I'm concerned about the young girls around you. I'm concerned about the young females who have to interact with you. If her youth is an excuse for her mouth to be used as a toilet and for all her nether regions, for any sodomite who Diddy would pay to have sex with her, I think the children around you need to be checked and probably taken away. There's a certain responsibility you have to grow people up with. There's a certain, accountability that if this thing happens, you got to be blameless in this thing. Let him hit you over the head if he got to use you like that. But you can't willingly go with this. You can't willingly go along with this thing. For what? For what? So you could be a #1 selling recording artist? That's your aim in life. Your whole aim in life is to do that. You don't have no noble aspirations to open some school for autistic kids or some home for battered women. All you concerned with is going to the Met Gala with Diddy after he done had you spread 7 ways from Sundays with strangers inside of your body. And what, I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? This is what you wanted. You wanted him. You left your husband and you wanted him. And that is so common. That is so common in this kingdom called America. It's so common where a woman could now want something better, what she think is better, or be dissatisfied or be unhappy, and go on to somebody who she think is so much better. And that person turned out to be a deviant who molesting your kids and now molesting you. Now you the target of all the sexual deviancy. Now you that target. I don't give a damn about Cassie. I want to hear about all the other sisters he done practiced on to reach this level, this Zen level of sexual deviancy. Like, I want to hear about all them sisters he done destroyed, brother, who don't have an exotic face to make people like her and feel sorry for her. You understand?
Okay.
Or I want to hear about the sisters who right now know that they did it to them and they self-medicated every night with a fifth of Jack, empty by midnight, and waking up with the worst hangover and drinking coffee and going to work. And around the eyes black. And the spirit ain't there no more. They ain't got no life in them because nobody don't give a damn about them because they didn't have an exotic look. They didn't meet the right record producer some night in a club to add value to their life. That he done did this to and threw them to hell away. If ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right? That's who I want to hear about. I want to hear from them. But this broad here, she chose that lifestyle. She chose a deviant, which is why you have to raise your daughters better. You have to raise your daughters better. You got to raise your sons better. You got to be more, teaching them our way, which is if you're going to lay with this man, that had to be approved by somebody. Who approved? Where's Cassie's father? Come on.
Shalaki, sir, if I may. I remember you teaching class and you was talking about your daughters, and you was like, they gonna have that red rose on. That's something I noticed at the past.
Oh yeah, listen, that's just my personal custom. It's not, it's something anybody could do. But it's our culture to wear the corsage. But of course, they ain't of age for a brother to talk to them. So I'm just trying to protect the brotherhood. I'm trying to not be offended with any brother. Not that a brother would look at a young girl, but I have a couple of daughters that look way older than what they really are. But I do it more so for the culture of wearing the corsage. From young, I want them to understand that what this means. This red one means you belong to a man. You get the point? When they reach I tell them when they reach of age, you're going to get a white one. And that's when you're going, now you're letting brothers know that they can approach you to speak to you. But it's just more so growing them up in our culture. You get the point? You want to be strong on our culture. You want to have them talks with them as young as possible and let them understand that the most valuable thing they have is that body. It doesn't matter about your brain. It doesn't matter about your voice, if you could sing, or your intelligence. That shit is secondary. It's important, but it's very secondary for a woman. The most valuable thing you have is your body. That's it. You give that away, you don't devalue yourself. It's like a very expensive car driving off the lot. They say some of them expensive cars they drive off the lot. It's 30% depreciation from the time it hit the street. You ain't had it 2 minutes. Soon as it off the lot, it depreciates right away. That's damn near, that's your body. So when you give it to somebody, you got to make sure this thing is tight because you can't go on the market after this. What are you going on the market to do? You get the point? And it's a testimony of how far we've fallen as a people. We've fallen very, very far where you pass around these broads for just sexual pleasure because you don't following after the pollution of this lifestyle that we live in, the pollution of these gods. This oppressor, that's how he functions. That's how he operates. He's hypersexual, hypersexualized, because really, deep down, he is a sodomite. And a sodomite has an insatiable appetite. You can't satisfy a sodomite. That's just the demon in them will not allow them to be satisfied. They need more. They need more. The LGBTQ, they're out now. They got their flag, they got their pride. But now you have to tell your children about them. I don't have the right to tell my kids that's wrong. Now, every little thing that you say and do about them, they try to bully you back for it. And they want it because they could never be satisfied. Enough is not enough. The transgender man has to play in women's sports. He had to go in the bathroom. You build a separate bathroom for him. No, I want to be in the bathroom with the woman. Why? Why can't women just have what women have? That's who's running this kingdom. And that's who's Diddy is patterning after. He's patterning after that. Give me Leviticus 18 and 22. Right? That's who Diddy is patterning after. And hold 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. We almost there. Give me 5 more minutes, we done. Give me Leviticus 18 and what I say, 22 or 21?
Said 22.
21? 22. Let's start at 22.
Leviticus 18 and 22.
Hold on, start at 20.
Leviticus 18 and 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her.
Now, if Diddy and them wasn't Christian, they would understand this. You can't lie carnally with your neighbor's wife. And that brother Ryan Leslie, that was his neighbor, that was his brother, that's his brother in business. And you plot to go have sex with her, and that's because of the community we live in. The Christian church done produce more adulterers, murderers, pedophiles than anything else. That Christianity is a horrible drug. It's a horrible, horrible philosophy that destroys our community, man. Like every song on the radio is about adultery. Every romantic song, every love song. There's another song, it's an old school song. The brother sing it. He said, "I wish he didn't trust me so much." You know the song I'm talking about? Go ahead. Oh, crazy ass brother. I mean, it sounds funny as hell, but it's evil as hell too. Oh, man. I forget his name.
He married Sam Cooke's wife.
Well, I don't know the details like that, but I know he was friends with somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bobby Womack.
Bobby Womack. That's he friends with the brother, and just like you tight with a brother. You really know, your wife would know your brother, like your friend. And he's like, man, he's so good. He cool with me. He good to me. This brother is so solid, but I wish he wouldn't trust me so much because I'm about to put a foot rod on his woman and he don't know. Like, you can't stop yourself, nigga. You a dirty, nasty nigga, man. And you all deserve death like death could be. That's why I say Diddy is not off the hook. Diddy is not off the hook. But she wanted that thing. She chose him. Go ahead.
It's like just to show how nasty this cat was. Bobby Womack died. He married his woman.
In reality.
Yeah, in real life. And then he went and married his daughter.
Listen, man. And guess what? They're all Christian. They are all Christian. Let's keep going. Give me verse 22.
Leviticus 18 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as you lie with womankind. It's abomination. In the hearing on the second day of the thing today or yesterday, Cassie, the escort say, Cassie brought him in and say, well, don't worry, this is my husband. He didn't know it was Diddy at the time. And see Diddy sitting down in the corner, a bandana over his damn face, getting ready to pleasure himself as they do the nasty. He said, don't worry. He don't want to touch you or anything. He's not gay. He just wants to watch. The nigga gay. Fuck you mean he's not gay? He gay. All the male escorts he hired. You think the male escorts straight? Niggas is gay. Go ahead.
And everybody in that industry knows he's gay. I remember he did an interview. He was sitting next to Mike Tyson. And he put his hand on Mike Tyson's knee. Mike Tyson instantly pushes his hand
away. You gotta
like,
tell him no.
Constantly.
You gotta tell Diddy no, man. Tell him no. It's an abomination to lay with mankind like you lay with womankind. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast.
Mm-hmm. Say it.
I think that was
no. Keep going.
Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion.
No, come on.
Stop. In this sense right here, like the Lord calls the heathen the beast of the wilderness, the beast of the field.
No, that's one thing. That's one thing. But this here is more than that. This here is not that. Because if you read it further up, he's running on our laws to each other. This here is talking about beasts. And you'll see why. Keep going.
Verse 24. Defile not you yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
Why is the law telling us not to be homosexual and not practice bestiality?
Because the other
Because them heathens doing this. You understand why it's not heathens? All these nations, that's what they do. They have sex with animals, they have sex with a man. And it's a progression of deviancy. This is a progression of deviancy where a woman doesn't do it for you no more. Where a woman don't, you know, she don't get you, you know, she don't get you there. You ain't turned all, you ain't racing for that thing no more. You ain't, you know, the whole thing of trying to get her, that's out the roll now. Now it's like a circus or a zoo where you just get fed. You ain't hunting no more. You ain't stalking this prey. You get the point? That's the world we live in. And because that's the world we live in, you don't have to work for this thing. So the thrill is not there. So you need something to thrill you more. You need to do more with this broad. How about we bring somebody in? How about we bring a man in? How about I watch? How about I watch you with 2 and 3 men just tear you up and I'm over there and I'm getting turned on, but I ain't gonna join in because I ain't gay. These heathens, brother, that's their life. That's them. There's cases in DC where I'm gonna come to you where they you had these political aides, which is interns who would go on Capitol Hill, and there's so many cases, so many stories that broke about how these interns were sex slaves to some of these senators are. You could pull that up. That's not, you know, dark web and some random. You could pull that up on regular news. This is who they are. In the Roman Empire, brother, they was having sex with animals. You go look up Caligula. I think he married his horse and made his horse a senator or something like that. Swore his horse into the government. You go do the research on the Greco-Roman Empire, brother. They didn't fall because they was conquered by war. It said they fell because of social and moral decay. And that thing that he doing there where he would have the people and them have sex with this woman and he would watch, that's normal for Roman society. They would have those type of parties and there's people just there doing it. You get the point? And you could join in if you want or don't join in. You could have a animal if you want. You could make the animal have the woman. That's why I say in verse 23, a man ain't supposed to lay with a beast. Neither a woman is to lay with a beast. Why? Because that's what the heathens do. We don't do that nasty shit. And Diddy, he done laid with everything. If this broad is going, I mean, brother, she said that the escort said it's a 72-hour session with her and several people. Of course, she drugged up. But he FaceTime her to watch her. Think about the deviant you got to be. Look up sexual deviance for me. Let me look to wrap this up. Read pick up from where he was. Shapat, just read 22 all the way down to 24 again, real quick.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 20. You said 22? 22
to 24, quickly. Let me know when you get sexual deviant.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Mm-hmm.
It is an abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto.
Mm-hmm.
It is confusion.
That's what the heathens do. The heathens do this thing. Dog is a man's best friend. I wonder why. When the dog in the bed with you, kissing you in the mouth. That's what the heathens do, because the sex the Lord said is okay to have, it's too boring for them. It's way too boring. First these sisters get boring. So you gotta go get some white woman or some foreign thing, some old nasty thing like Kim Kardashian. That's Kanye West. He's another sexual deviant. Absolute deviant. You get the point? Like anytime you see a brother going that far, Shannon Sharp, deviant. You see Shannon Sharp, he's about 6'4", muscle bone nigga. you know, the old big old square jaw that Esau like, but quintessentially he would be what they would call a high value man. Nasty old piece of white trash. That's what he go after. Nasty old piece of white trash. That's what he did. Some old young piece of trash. Because he's a deviant act. You can't step to no broad on a, you know, on any kind of level. And, you know, how the broad be like, God damn, that's Shannon Sharp, whatever. Like, when was the last time you see some sister say that about a brother? Yeah, only in here. I can tell you that straight up and down. Only in here. You get the calls. Can't lead a call and say, hey, that brother down there, XYZ. Yeah, the sister calling me about him all the time. Crazy over this brother. Please let him know. We get them calls in here. Because the men in here ain't deviants. Men in here is masculine and of the Lord. And will, you know, put something on here that these fools here got to take pills for. They got to take all kind of, you know, the gas station honey and the little tablet that dissolved Cam Newton and them, all of them advertising. These brothers in here will put something on you. You'll be floating for the month. You just what's good? What's going on with you? I mean, what is understood don't need to be said. Diddy got to get everybody to come in there to satisfy Cassie, and she still ain't satisfied. She want money now. Now understand that. She ain't satisfied, Doc. She's not satisfied. You promised to make me a star, Diddy, and you didn't. I drank piss for you. I got played in semen for you, and you did not make me a star. We go into court. That's what this is about. You understand? Because that sister who escaped from Gary Heidnick, is she suing him today? She got her life and she gone. She's gone. You understand? There's a victim, brother, and then there's somebody who co-signed for that shit. And that's just part of the journey. And that's what Cassie is. It's part of the journey. How do you know?
That's like, sir. Now I'm about to say, I'm following your example with the all year thing.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of sexual deviancy, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody in particular that women wasn't just good enough for him. So, you know, he wanted to watch his woman with some Edomite, you know what I'm saying? And then turned around and had his wife, one of his wives or whatever,
go in his behind. Yeah, because listen, sex for that gorilla Hebrew, that old nasty sodomite, was too boring. It's too boring. So he now wants to watch a man go in his woman and abuse his woman. And then at the same time, the woman now goes into, you know, his behind. Give me, you found sexual deviance? Read it for me.
Sexual deviancy refers to sexual behaviors.
Hold on, stop, say again. Go ahead.
Sexual deviance refers to sexual behavior that are not considered atypical, unusual, or socially unacceptable.
That are considered atypical.
That are considered kind.
You said are not. Slow it down, man. Read it again.
Sexual deviance refers to sexual behaviors that are considered atypical, unusual, or socially unacceptable.
Go ahead.
It encompasses a wide range of activities that may include paraphilias.
All right, hold on. Does it mention the DSM?
I got another one that mentions that.
Let me hear that.
Kind. It encompasses a wide range of behaviors, from those that are unusual but not necessarily harmful to those that are illegal or harmful.
Right, you understand? So the sexual deviancy, it could encompass a wide range of behaviors that people might say are unusual, but they're not illegal, which is what's going on with Diddy, right? He's a deviant, and that's unlawful in the eyes of the Lord. Maybe not in the eyes of this land, because you could do whatever, but in the eyes of the Lord, that shit is unlawful. Go ahead.
The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, uses the term paraphilia to describe intense and reoccurring sexual arousal to atypical objects, situations, or individuals.
You understand? So that paraphilia is what that gorilla Hebrew suffering with. Like how you have pedophilia, the arousal with the pedo or the ped, which is from the Latin for the children. That's one of the Latin words for the children. That's where you have pediatrist from. or pediatrist, however you want to say it, or pediatric hospital is dealing with children. Pedophilia is that sexual arousal to children. The paraphilia is like where you get the word paraphernalia from. You objects sexually arouse you, which is what that gorilla Hebrew was. Diddy is all of them, right? He's all of them. Give me some more. Hold on, this. You have key aspects. Let me see him. Let me read it here for time's sake. Go ahead.
Key aspects of sexual deviance. Paraphilia. In context of mental health, the term paraphilia is used to describe sexual interests or behaviors that deviate from the norm and are considered problematic.
Go ahead.
Cultural and historical context. What is considered deviant is often culturally and historically specific, meaning that behaviors that are considered deviant in one society or time period may not be in another.
Which is why the Lord said, don't have sex with a man the way you would have sex with a woman. Don't lay down with these beasts. For these other nations, that's what they're doing. That's why it's saying it's culturally acceptable over there. But here, we don't do no shit like that. He's laying it down. It's culturally acceptable over there to get some Filipino or, some Asian. Captain Kirk, you remember Star Trek? He go over and had sex. He kissed every alien on Star Trek. Every goddamn alien he having sex with. That's the appetite of the white man. Imagine you make a show and brother, some alien, and somehow he always have to have all of them. You wouldn't think like, well, surely I can't touch that thing. I got a bad, John back home. That's, as soon as I get back from these light years, she gonna get some light raw. You get the point? You having sex with every alien. That's him now. That's his appetite. And if his appetite in a fantasy world, like how Gorilla Hebrew talk about the fantasy, is to have sex with an alien, with a two-headed alien or some lizard woman, what do you think he's doing on Earth with that dog? What do you think he's doing with that monkey? What do you think he's doing with them elephants that would trample them? What do you think he's doing with the whale in the damn aquarium that just would kill them after a while? He's a deviant, like all these heathens are deviants, and we ought not to be. And it's part of the DSM-5 mental illness. Being a deviant is a mental illness that comes from many different things, usually some childhood trauma or some developing, around the developing age, you over-sexualized in one thing or the other. You just over-sexualize, and it's like a gateway. You start here, and then that thing gets boring. So you had to add this, and you had to add that, and you had to add that. And before long, you need 72 hours of sex. Brother, you know how much time this nigga done waste? Satisfying himself, and he ain't satisfied. There's no satisfaction. You get the point? There's none. He had to keep going and going and bigger and more and more. You saw the video when he crashed out in his office. So he said, I get what I want. I get what I want. And he mashed up the phone. That's who you're dealing with. He's a deviant. Cassie chose him. She wanted him. Kazak, where's that Ryan Leslie now?
I haven't heard. They blackballed him.
They blackballed him. I would imagine he done married and went on and had kids and stuff.
I couldn't even tell you, sir. He been so reclusive. I couldn't even tell you.
Listen, we don't know where he is at. We don't know if he got somebody tied up in the basement, but we do know what Diddy got. You understand? We do know what Diddy got. He done had women. He done had kids by many women. So, the appetite for women is, you can't say, well, he didn't have women. He had women. You understand? So what stopped? He was with Steve Harvey's daughter. Took her from the son. He got a problem with property. He have a problem with covetousness, being jealous and envious. The son was with Steve Harvey's daughter. He took her from him. Come on.
Like when you said that, I just remember something. One of the Wayans brothers, bald-headed one, Damon Wayans. Someone asked Marlon, is it true that he took a woman from one of the nephews? And he was like, man, he's done that to all of us. he has a problem with taking other people's women, and he doesn't even stop at.
I saw
his
that
family.
interview. I saw that, and he justified the thing too. They asked him, well, what happened? He's like, man, you should have seen her. He said, I had to have her. It doesn't matter if she belongs to somebody. That's the culture, and they're Christian. You can't afford to be a Christian because that's what Christians do. Cassie Christian, Diddy Christian. You can't afford that, man. You had to step away from that. Let's give me a little more of this mental illness. You skip me down to the number 3. Examples.
Examples of sexual deviance, fetishism, asexual interest in non-genital objects or parts of the body.
Listen, that's him. Go ahead.
Sadism and masochism, sexual arousal through inflicting or receiving pain, voyeurism and exhibitionism, sexual arousal from observing others or exposing oneself.
He's a deviant. That's his defense. His defense is, I just like to watch people have sex. I mean, it ain't that crazy, Ak. There's a whole industry. It's called pornography. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Donald Trump went from watching the video with the broad. What's her name? Stormy Daniels. He went from watching a video with Stormy. He went from watching the storm till he had to be in the storm. It ain't that crazy, you know. It's every day. That's where you get your OnlyFans from and your sneaky links and flying people out. Like what Diddy's doing, this is the everyday lifestyle that people have now. You understand? It's the everyday, it's so instant. You don't have to put no work into it. It's transactional. You could get it. But the problem is when you get it, you eat it, but you're still empty. So what's the natural thing? Go get more. Go get more. And if this is not filling you up, well, maybe I need more of more. And before long, brother, you in a room freaking off with forcing some sodomite who is a stripper to have sex with a broad. You understand what I'm saying? That's Diddy. Let me get this last thing and then we're done. Give me 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. And Bukwash, pull it up on the screen with the interlinear one. Blue letter Bible. Quickly. Right? Never forget, Cassie chose this dude. She chose him. And if you a sister thinking that she didn't choose him, she was seduced, you're silly and you're a dumb woman, and the same thing is going to happen to you. What you want to do, sisters, if you out there, you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, and you a woman, the man who you're having sex with now, that's your husband. That's your husband. You better let him know that's your husband. You're having sex with him, that's your husband. You a sister, you may not be involved with anybody right now. Before you open your legs and lay down again because you're lonely, because you're feeling lonely and you need to feel love and you need to feel something, you want to call the Israelite School at UPK and ask for that man to be approved. Have somebody choose that man for you. Because men have a extreme sense of security and, a good radar on danger. And what could be wrong and what could be right. And a man will be able to say, this is not the brother for you. This is not the man for you. You shouldn't do that. You brothers, you do the same thing. You might have some deviancy yourself, chasing after some heathen. And you trying to pass off as some sister, which is what these fake Israelites do. They go get some heathen and say she's from the tribe of Asher. The tribe of Asher catch more strays for heathens than anybody. I don't know what it is. Them fake Israelites always try to say they're from Asher or Naphtali. Like we can look and see this is a devil you trying to bring into the truth. You get the point? Trying to shame Asher and Naphtali. Crazy. You have it? 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Quicker.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators.
Fornicators is what? People who the people who committing adultery, unlawful sex. That's what you really want to look at. Adulterers, homosexuals. Go ahead.
Nor idolaters.
No idolaters, which is people who worship false gods, which is what we was talking about earlier. Go ahead.
Come. No adulterers.
Which is no adulterers, which is men who have sex with women that belong to other men, or a woman who has sex with a man that's not her husband. Go ahead.
Nor effeminate.
Go ahead.
nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Like people like Cassie, you're a woman like Cassie, you'll abuse yourself with mankind. You know, the Lord ain't want to see it. You don't want to see none of that mess, right? And an effeminate. Now, give me the interlinear on effeminate.
Okay.
All right, let's see what effeminate is. Let's make it real clear. Quickly.
I got transliterations malakos.
Malakos in the Greek, right? Malakos. That's the Greek word for effeminate. So go ahead and hit the Strongs and let's see what let's see the biblical usage of effeminate.
Strong's is Salakia G3120.
Come on. What's the first outline of the biblical usage? I could read it for time's sake. You have it?
Outline for biblical Kanokan. Outline for biblical usage is soft to the touch.
Right, soft to touch. Soft. Go ahead.
Kanokan.
That means metaphorical.
Metaphorical in a bad. It's like it in a bad sense.
So now, be it soft to touch. You might think, okay, that's effeminate. It's saying you soft in a bad way. There's a good way when you soft, meaning you able to, you know, you ain't got to be rah all the goddamn time. But then you soft, but in a bad sense of soft. That's one context of effeminate. Keep going.
Kind effeminate. Of a catamite.
Of a catamite. Look up the meaning of the word catamite. Keep going.
Kind. Of a boy kept for homosexual relations with a man.
That's what effeminate is. A boy kept for homosexual relations with a man. Go ahead.
A male who submits his body to unnatural lewdness.
So now when Gorilla Hebrew says it's okay to, you know, do whatever, the marriage bed is we say it's undefiled, right? It's not polluted. Well, effeminate says a male who submits his body, you bent over. The broad say, you know, you hold that pose well. You bend over so goddamn good. You good and bent, Gorilla Hebrew. You bend over so good. You submit your whole body to an unnatural lewdness with something going up in your tail. You just like Diddy. And them nasty hoes you had pegging you just like Cassie. Just vomit and just filthy and disgusting. You have it? Catamite?
Oh, God.
Go ahead. What's a catamite?
In ancient Greece and Rome, a catamite.
In where?
Ancient Greece and Rome.
You see where the society, where that shit coming from, right? And not that it started there. That shit started in Egypt. But Greece and Rome then took it and, you know, made it bigger. Go ahead.
Come. A catamite was a pubescent boy who was the intimate companion of an older male.
Usher was a catamite to Diddy. Justin Bieber was a catamite. A young boy, pubescent, runs around the age of puberty, who is a companion to an older male. Shannon Sharp, I believe he had a catamite at the them NBA games. Some little sodomite who would walk around with him. You all don't know what I'm talking about? Go look it up. He'd walk in the NBA game with a flaming sodomite. Diddy, he was one too. That's why he always dancing all over the damn place. Always got to be up in everybody's face. He's soft. He's an effeminate, just like Gorilla Hebrew, and they destroy the nation of Israel. You don't want to be like that. You want to come and let somebody choose your husband, choose your wife, somebody who ain't caught up in the lust, that could let you know this thing is bad for you, this person is broken. Or you could just go end up like Cassie and then, you know, with a few pints of piss. It's up to you. It's up to you, though. But with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat. All right?
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shade themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, sundown, April the 20th, 2025. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day, Sunday to June the 8th, 2025. Start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. Also, we are in cookout season. We got the what is Fayetteville, right? Come.
Fayetteville, yeah.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? The Fayetteville, North Carolina cookout, July the 3rd to July the 6th. Then we got the Chicago Midwest Fire Weekend cookout, July the 31st to August the 3rd. And we got the Harlem, New York cookout headquarters, September the 5th to September the 7th. Then got the West Coast California cookout. It's in California. Come. October the 2nd to October the 5th. Then we got the Down South cookout, which is in Houston, Texas, October the 30th to November the 2nd. I'm saying, make sure you get your hotel arrangements together, book your flights. You know what I'm saying? Go out and enjoy these cookouts. Got anything you want to add, sir? Come. I walked in checking on social media. Touch ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a troop in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say I might, which means to stand. Individual, we give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Individual, man, Shabbat. Hey, Yahanna, Got your matar, class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West.